Everyone, and welcome back to Not In My Lifetime channel on a Thursday evening, 2 days after another collapse in the Champions League, another collapse in the season in general. And today I'm joined with Bevo, also by a special guest himself, Alan, legend himself. Alan, welcome to the channel, my friend. How you doing?
I'm all right. Thank you for the invite. I do appreciate it. Thank you, Bevo and Luke. I got my text this morning. I was surprised, but I'm pleasantly surprised. So, as you know, I help run the Melbourne branch over here. I'm from Manchester, so yeah. Thank you very much.
No, of course, man. Absolutely. And Bevo, mate, you and me post-watch long Tuesday. We weren't happy with the result. And that was Alan obviously talking to us just now before we start the stream. This season's been a never-ending roller coaster of just collapses and just injuries. It's just I've never seen it like this. Like I know I've seen when we lost games.
Oh, I've seen it like this before.
Oh,
I've seen it in the 80s and 90s, mate. Trust me, this is typical City.
Oh, yeah.
When everyone used to say this is because you never ever think you're going to win, even when you're 4-0 up with 5 minutes to go, you still get the City-itis going on, and this is exactly what it used to be like.
Yeah, I was actually saying on LB stream last night. There was a post that I think the BBC put it up, and it said Real Madrid doing Real Madrid things, and I just put a comment back saying no. It's City doing City things.
Correct. Totally. I watched it last night when I came home from work on TV, and I laughed when you said that because it's so true.
Very true.
I've seen City, mate. I was so you're still young, but at my age, I was there at the Shea against Halifax v Man City in the FA Cup in 1980, and behind the goal, there was a dog truck around the ground, or speedway track. And behind the advertising hoardings, it was just a grass banking. And in the middle of January, that was pure mud. So you were stood in the mud, and City got beat 1-0. You know, you just the year after we got to the final against Spurs. That is City, up, down. They're like this all the time. And growing up with that, you know, it was to see Mancini's team. When I flew back from Aussie to watch them in that final game against QPR at the ground with my father, I was in tears at the end because I never ever thought we would win the league, ever. And to see us win the league in the way we did was just beautiful. It was beautiful. I thought of 20 years of heartache forgiven in one fell swoop, and being able to lose and take it on the chin and then win like that, it makes you appreciate when you do win.
Yeah.
Do you know I remember that QPR game like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And the bit that strangely, it wasn't the full-time whistle that got me emotional. The bit that got me really emotional during that game was when I was on the pitch and then I turned around and I saw that clock go from 34 down to 0.
Yeah.
That was the bit that I mean, it's a bit of sort of a cloud now, but I remember seeing that clock go from 34 down to 0. And that was just the moment for me where it was just like, wow. Like, there's no wait anymore. We've done it, and it was almost like a similar feeling when we won the Champions League. A little bit of a different feeling because by the point of the Champions League, it somewhat was a bit more of an expectation. Whereas the year we first won the league, it was never really an expectation. It was, you know, you hear about, you know, the stories that Sven used to say, where he used to say, look, we don't care where we finish, just beat United twice.
Yeah. That's what it was every year.
Yeah.
As long as we beat them, we didn't care. We did not care. Let's just beat them twice. It's what Everton are going through right now, isn't it? You know,
yeah.
I watched the Merseyside derby yesterday on the way to work on my phone, and I was so happy for the Everton fans to have the last ever Merseyside derby at Goodison Park and not lose it and score the way they did.
Yeah,
100%.
I just thought brilliant.
What a goal as well.
Brilliant.
That goal reminded me of Jagielka's goal years ago. It was obviously that sounds a better goal finish.
Tarkovsky's goal.
Yeah, but I watched it and I smiled, and I was sat next to. I was on the tram going to work. It's only 20 minutes away to the centre here, and I was sat on the tram and I just smiled. Just went, yes, get in. Right, and this guy was watching at the side of me, and he was a police inspector on his way to duty, or his way to work, a detective, and he just goes, "I'm an Arsenal fan, and I'm pleased, obviously, because he's an Arsenal fan." And I was laughing my head off.
But then obviously since then, Arsenal have had a bit of a pretty much an end of season result for themselves as well. Really, when you think about the injury of Kai Havertz, looks like he's going to be out for the rest of the season with an ACL. I think that actually does us as City fans a lot of favour, because it's points that we can sort of gain now. Obviously, it's bad news that we hear today about Akanji's potentially out for the rest of the season, which is
definitely out for the season, or is he potentially?
It's almost 100% confirmed that he's going to be out.
Not confirmed yet, but it probably will be, because he looked good coming off against.
I'm going to say after we, we've had so many, we've had everything happen in one season this year that's gone wrong, right? First of all, every City fan that watches this now and the recording of it, I've got to back Pep, because he's had the most horrendous year emotionally and family-wise that you could possibly have, right?
Well, if the media talk is true, find me another manager on the planet that would sacrifice his relationship/marriage to stay on at City. Because that's effectively what the stories have come out and said, is that his wife wasn't happy that he's accepted another deal at City. She wanted him to finish. And he said, no, I'm not doing it. I can't leave the club in this way. And he's signed a new 2-year deal. Now, 30 years of being with somebody, and you pick to do that, you have to seriously love the club. You have to.
It does. And I'll be honest with you now, I've been through a breakup, and for the next 12 months after that, I was horrendous, right? Emotionally, all over the place. And it really affected me. And from all accounts, he came out of court after the divorce in tears. You're not telling me he's not going home at night and not, looking at four walls and dwelling on things, because he is. So it must be affecting him. Then the same point, the team has aged, right? And they've got to a point, and I was just talking to Luke before, I played a decent level of cricket, and when your legs go and your eyes go in cricket as well, right? When you start to get them naturally, it doesn't happen gradually over 2 or 3 years. It happens overnight like that, and there's nothing you can do about it. It happened to Walker. It's happened to KDB. Was 65 minutes in against Madrid, and his legs had gone. KDB, as Gundogan's legs have gone, and Kovacic as well, right? Are starting to go, right? And it happened to Wayne Rooney earlier than people thought. It happened to him. What I'm saying to people is, we've had players in the team that have played through a lot of injuries. Aki being one. Akanji's definitely another one. I know for a fact we're having injections in his legs and playing, which is dangerous. So no player is going to get fully fit properly to let them recover. So when people say, why are we getting so many injuries? It's very simple. You keep playing with an injury, you're in trouble.
I know, definitely. The thing that concerns me about that as well is what you said there. about Akanji having injections and then going out and playing, and he's done that a few times this season, and
more than a few, I'll tell you.
Before as well. That really does worry me, because as he gets on to sort of the latter stages of his career, he will be gone a lot. You know, his legs / body will go a lot quicker than the average player. And effectively that's what you're seeing a little bit now with Bernardo as well. You know, you could go and buy a brand spanking new, 2025 plate Ferrari, do 300,000-400,000 miles in it, and it'll look like a 10-year-old car.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's effectively what Bernardo Silva is, because he gets spammed out every single game, pretty much for 90 minutes every single game, 2-3 times a week sometimes.
Yeah.
And then by the time the summer comes and it's the end of the season, they get 2 weeks off, and then they're doing a 3-week, 2-3 week tour of America or China.
I wouldn't go, mate. I wouldn't go to this pre-season.
No, I wouldn't either, mate.
I wouldn't say we're pulling out.
If World Cup, if they're not doing that, they're doing the Club World Cup. They literally get 2 weeks off a year, and then before you know it, they're back on the pitch doing 90 minutes again. That's why Bernardo, at 30 years old, looks like a 33, 34-year-old player.
Yeah. I just think everything's compound into this season, where they've had 70 games last year. I watched. What I watched the other day was it was on YouTube. It was an interview with Phil Foden when he was fishing.
The Amazon one.
Yeah. It was with the Foster. Yeah.
Good,
they were talking about obviously what's gone wrong this year, and it's obviously injuries, and they're not allowing players to come back properly, fully fit, has compounded a lot of problems.
Yeah.
And I just think the players have run out of steam. They're burnt out. And it's all right. So a lot of players that people are having a go at them for these fall-offs, and it's just compound. I think I would love to say, right, concentrate on the league, forget the Champions League, because we're not going to win the Champions League. I'm sorry, we're not.
No.
They concentrate in trying to get top 4 if they can, right? And if they don't get top 4, allow Pep and this new sporting director time to rebuild the team. You can't let go of 8 players in one go in one summer season. You just can't, right? No. So some are going to have to stay for at least another year, and then eventually farm them out. But no way can you do that straight away. As much as you might be angry, we just can't.
No.
So people like Grealish, Bernardo, they may have to stay, because you're going to have to let go of KDB's a definite for me. Gundo's definite because they're too old, and maybe Kozovic. The midfield needs replacing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I'm happy to keep Kovacic, but I'm happy to keep Kovacic, but only as a squad player. He's played far too many minutes this season.
You've got a situation where we brought these young lads in. We brought these lads in. He didn't play any of them, and as at the moment, I can't say yes or no to any of them, because I've not really seen them play against a decent team. So it's very, very, at the end of the day, we have to allow Pep and the sporting director to rebuild this squad. And if that takes 2 seasons, it takes 2 seasons.
I'm fine with it. Yeah, I'm fine with it. The aim should be now to rebuild the team again and the squad again, and go again when eventually we'll get back to level where I'm not ever expecting us to hit a level again, because that level was so ridiculously high. But all I'm asking for is a team that's competitive, to get back to get a squad that's got good fitness again, that we can sort of manage and get to a level where we can sort of be there on all fronts. I'm not asking to do everything, because again, football is you have to earn trophies. So you have to earn trophies no matter how good you are. You have to play very well over a season to get a cup.
The problem that I have is people talk about City's squad depth being amazing. It's probably one of the worst. I'm going to be honest. It's probably the worst out of the top 6 teams.
Yeah, it is.
And for me, what you need to do is you look at maybe last season, or maybe not last season as such, but maybe definitely the season before. All of the players that we had on the bench were equally as good quality-wise as the players that were on the pitch. So if we've got Phil Foden out on the right wing and he's not doing a job, it's fine because you've got Riyad Mahrez. You bring Riyad Mahrez on and you're replacing really good quality with really good quality.
Yeah.
Now what you're doing is if Rodri picks up an injury, you're replacing Rodri with... I mean, Rodri's probably not a great example because back in the treble season...
They've not had a replacement until now. Until Nico's was unfortunately got injured. And to make the system Pep plays, right? He defends with a CDM and he plays through a CDM when we're moving the ball forward, right? So if we don't have that CDM, everything else breaks down for me. And I remember when Fernandinho got injured 1 year and he had about 6 games he didn't play, and we were all over the shop. Okay, we were all over the shop. It's a system he plays. And then, perfect example, Chelsea Champions League final. He didn't play either of them.
No.
And they were through our midfield so many times, it was ridiculous. So
someone used... Sorry, I'll just have to tell you this quickly because it's part of the comment that I've just seen. But someone said to me the other day, and I just had to laugh, and I think you'll find this funny as well. That reminds you of... You know that dad that's a hoarder, and you know when you go into the the attic and you've got a box in there and it's got like CDs in there from the 80s, and your dad comes around to you and says, "Oh, we can't get rid of them. These are quality." That's almost like Pep with Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. It's like, "Oh, we can't get rid of these. They're classics." Like that's very much how it feels. Like he just seems like a hoarder and just I can't get rid of these 80 CDs. They're classics. You know
Gundogan's a very good friend of his, isn't he, as well? It was his first signing.
Yeah.
So I understand that. Listen, I'm not going to knock Gundogan, KDB, and Kozovic and Walker, especially, because they've given, I say this to you, Luke, they've given me memories I'll take to my grave. Yeah. And at the end of the day, the 15 years of I never thought I'd ever see City win anything, let alone what they've done. You know, and people have got, and what they did to Walker, hounding him out by some of the things he was saying on social was ridiculous. You know, and I'll be honest with you, I thought last night, I was talking to LB last night, and I said, letting go of Walker and not getting anyone else in to fill his role was ridiculous.
I know.
It was ridiculous. I'm sorry, he's still better than what we've got. I couldn't believe. Apparently, he went around the back of Pep and Tiki sold him. But at the end of the day, yes, he's right. He was right to move, but we should have made sure we got somebody. And I'm quite angry with Tiki. Why don't we ever get loanees in to do a job for half a season?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. We need a right fullback to play for us, and we're having to shoehorn a centre half in there or a midfielder to play that role, and then we're having a go at the person when he makes a mistake.
The bit that annoys me, Al, is especially this transfer window. You know, you look at this transfer window and you say, what an incredible transfer window. City have spent X amount of money. You know, it's the most that they've done in a long time. But for me, we didn't need to go out and buy 3 centre-backs before we tried.
No, I agree. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. I agree with you.
We left the CDM position until the 11th hour. You know, we on the last day of the transfer deadline day, you know, we ended up bringing in Nico. You know, and it was on a done deal, i.e., it was on a set price, Yeah.
So why didn't we get him on the 1st of January? I don't understand what we were dicking about at.
Yeah. And, you know, you look at this move that we made for these 3 centre-backs. You know, Husanov, probably, you know, he would have been a good addition to this team. But you didn't need to then go out and spend 30, 40 million on Vitor Reis. You then didn't need to go and buy a Juma bar. You know, for me, I feel like the whole reason why we went out and bought them was to stop other teams from going out and buying them. Because there was all of this talk about Arsenal were going to go and have a look at Vitor Reis. You know, there's been talk as well about, you know, a lot of teams looking at Juma bar. But surely those deals could have still been done, but waited till the summer. You know, you could have agreed personal terms with the players and said, we'll come back in for you in the summer.
I discussed on other channels with other people and fans here, City fans here, that ex-Manx, that we need to buy 2 midfield players, not 1, 2.
Yep.
Because in the summer now, we're going to have to find 2 players in midfield who can get up and down.
Yep.
The field, and that's not going to be easy. And if we don't make top 4, which is a very good possibility that we won't, it's going to be harder to get quality in there that's required.
Yeah.
Well, me and Luke did a bit after the watch along. We did like a run-in through from now to the end of the season in the table, and we looked at the games and said, do we get a win, draw, or loss here? And we worked it out roughly that by the end of this season, we'll be roughly, from the last 4 seasons consecutively, we'll be about 21, 22 points behind each season. That's 7 games. That's 7 losses more than the last 3, 4 seasons. That's just not
terrible.
To be down 24 points is a lot. Like you're not talking about, you're 6 points behind where you were last season. You're 10 points behind. You're talking 23, 24 points. That's just crazy.
Well, I just think it's been badly managed last summer's window.
Yeah,
they've made a lot of mistakes there. And then coming to the season started. Soon as Rodri went down, I remember I was sat in the pub and I went, oh shit. When he went off, I thought we're fucked. Mm-hmm. And everyone heard me on LB's show say, and Martin's show, and say, we will struggle to win games until the transfer window now. And he went, fucking bullshit. And all of a sudden, we lost 12 on the bounce.
Yeah.
Alan, the thing is, me and Bevo both talked about this dropping form even before he got injured.
Just after Bournemouth, not Bournemouth, Brentford game.
Brentford 2-1. Haaland bailed us out that game.
The first Brentford game as well, not the second one, the first one.
I was there and watched it live, and I saw it.
Fulham at home, we got battered and we won.
We were lucky that game, yeah. And people say, this is the thing, people don't want to listen. They say, but we're winning games. Well, that's fine. I love winning games versus the next person. But if you start winning games from the skin of your teeth, like Southampton at home, 1-0. I watched that. It's well early on, but if Southampton could got a draw at that game another day, or 2-1, because we did. And these kind of games, they add up. Eventually, you lose a game, and suddenly it spirals out of control. And that's
to me, what is the most important position in the Man City team under Pep? CDM, right? And we didn't have an alternative.
I can kind of see the reason why we didn't have an alternative, because let's face it, when Rodri does come back, you're going to really struggle to find anybody that's going to be willing to sit on the bench for 80% of games. But
I'm going to say something to you now. After the injury he's had with an ACL, there's no way he can play 70 games a season. Right?
No, definitely not.
They're going to have to share that role between Nico and him. and I mean share it, right? They're both going to have to play 30-odd games because there's no way when someone has an ACL, which is probably the worst injury you could possibly have.
This is what Cisse there perfectly about that.
Yep.
6
There's
months.
no way. There's no way he's going to have the. And Rodri's got to accept it. I think he probably does.
Yep, he will.
And Nico's going to play half of the games.
I'd be sticking John Stones at CDM. I thought he was incredible.
Well, I'll be honest with you. People say, "Oh, get rid of Stones. He's made of glass." No, he's our best defender when he's fit, and I mean by a mile as well. Yeah. By a mile. So there's no way you do that to Stones. John Stones stays. If any of the Aki, to me, Aki's been our most consistent defender at the club for the last 3 years, without any shadow of a doubt.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought. Look, I think Vardiol's been obviously this season's been a bit. I think obviously mistakes here and there, Vardiol, but I think he's actually been brilliant as well this season. I think
player of the season.
Vardiol, yeah, brilliant.
By far, he's unbelievable. What a player!
I'm reading some of the things in the chat. Some of the younger lads in the chat, they're talking about these Edison and Verts and all these sort of people. There's no guarantee that we're going to get them.
No,
I'll tell you that now.
No.
Right? So you can play FIFA all you want, but you tell me right now, when has Pep ever signed a world superstar?
Doesn't happen. Well, Haaland's the only exception I said to that rule. Because Haaland was
but we got him for 51 million.
Yeah, if Haaland was going for the going rate at that time that season, he'd be 130, 140 million. Would we have paid that for Erling Haaland?
No.
City have not signed. And Pep produces players. He gets them young and he wants them to teach him his system that they play, right? And he takes them young and you've got to allow Pep time to regenerate.
But also
he's earned that right. He's earned that right.
Yeah, 100%. But for me, what I don't understand, right? You've bought Marmoush in. Why would you get Verts in after that as well? Because Marmoush is not a left winger. He's more of an attacking midfielder striker player. So, and we've got Echeverry as well. So again, like I like Verts. I think he's a brilliant footballer, but we've got to look about it realistically. You've also got Foden there as well.
What I would say about Verts is because I do watch quite a bit of German football. Verts is probably like for like the best replacement you could get for KDB.
Yeah.
In terms of style of play. Obviously nobody is ever going to be KDB. No one. But
you have to let him go. We have to let him go.
Yeah, you do. So I can see people's thinking behind it. I can, but you know, it's all dreams, isn't it? You know, I love Musiala, but we ain't getting him.
No, correct. But it's like KDB. People are going to find it hard to let him go because of what he's done. It's like, look, to me, I think the only player I've shed a tear for when he went was David Silva, who's my favourite player, right? Yeah. And when he went, I was sat here because we were in the pandemic, if you remember.
Yeah.
Sat here, there was tears rolling down the side of my cheeks. I loved him.
Yeah.
But it comes to a point where you have to say, it's time.
Well, I've been blessed just to have seen Kev and Silva together a number of times live, and you know what I mean. And both, you know,
you're missing the big man in the middle as well.
Yeah.
At one point, we had Kev Silva and Yaya Toure together.
Yeah, remember that? Was good.
I know.
Wow.
But at the end of the day, we're going to have to regenerate this team. And people out there, the young ones who've never seen City struggle, take it on the chin and appreciate what we've seen. Okay? Because trust me, when I was in 2007, I emigrated to Melbourne. I thought I'd never see City win again. No. And it's happened. We've won everything. So listen, guys, take it on the chin. Losing and not doing well for a couple of years will make winning again worthwhile seeing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, do have to wear
Okay,
glasses. Yeah, look at
completely
it. He goes, I can't see a damn thing if I take them off.
Steve. I know,
Yeah.
Steve. It's a common occurrence nowadays with everyone wears glasses, but yeah, that is the
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
No, look,
Well,
for me,
at the end of the day, we all support City. We all want them to do well. A majority of us are still thinking we've got this world class side and we should be competing at the top. But at the moment, we're a long way away from that now.
yeah,
I do agree with you. You know, we are a long way away from it, and but for me personally, we've now stamped our authority in being like in the elite of the elite clubs. You know, we are considered now as a club with growth that we've made, and you know, with the fact that we're getting this new stand, new hotels. You know, we're the most watched team over in America. You know, we've stamped we've really put a foot in there now as being with the elite of the elite, with the like
that's the perception, which is good.
Yeah, and that's how it should be with what we've done over the last few years. I for me to still be in that kind of that tier, you have to find a way round this. And I do think that the board, personally, I do think the board let Pep down. I think, you know, I do kind of partly put somewhat blame in Pep, because Pep has publicly come out and said, you know, oh, it was me that said I didn't need any new players and I was happy with what I've got. But I don't know whether that's, personally, I don't know whether that's him just, I suppose, trying to take some heat off the board a little bit. You know, like how he does with the players.
Yeah,
probably.
Probably, yeah.
But I do blame the board, and we've got a chance now with Viana to rectify that and to get back up there and to maintain that level. Yeah, we're not going to win Premier Leagues every year. We're not going to win Champions Leagues every year. We're not going to do that. But for me, I think where we should be right now is in contention for these trophies.
Yeah.
You know, year on year, get into quarterfinals and semi-finals and latter stages of competitions. You know, being within sort of 5 to 10 points of the leader of the Premier League. You know, we need to be fighting on all fronts year on year. And I'm not saying
Bevo, when you're getting your legs are starting to go and you're getting older.
And this is what I'm saying. The board should have
professional footballers. They've all played at an amateur level, and when you're rushed, you make horrendous mistakes.
Yeah.
Right, and that's to do with their fitness. All right. So this is why you see the bozo moments, because they panic when they're being rushed and they think, shit, I can't get there, and it makes them make a really stupid mistakes. You know, I said to someone, and I said it to you, Bevo. I said, "What do you want from this season?" I was realistic. I said, "All I want us to do is to win the 115."
Yeah,
I'm the same actually. For me personally, that would make it so, because at least that way we know going forward. Right, okay, well that's out of the way now. It's sorted. Let's get focused now on the future now and build up again.
If I win the 115. It justifies the last 15 years big time.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. And that's all I want. I want us to get through that unscathed if possible, and then the board should sit down with Pepper and get it sorted.
Oh, mate.
But basically, Al, if you don't know about that comment, right, I've got an Alexa. And at 8:58 every night, it Alexa tells me it's time for bed, because basically I've got my little lad, and I've set that alarm to be like, okay, if he's not in bed now, Alexa's now telling him he needs to go to bed. So then he'll listen and go to bed. But
I've got one of them mini Googles next to my desk and one downstairs in my bedroom. I live reverse living, so the top floor's the living room, middle floor's here in the spare room, and downstairs is my room and the bathroom, and the garage. So when I'm on down, so I always set my alarm, wake me up, and it'll say what time you want to wake me up, and I set it for around about 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. If I'm on one of these, it's usually 6 a.m. and then get up, you know. But that's what I try and do. So I get that, Alexa. So, but it's weird in Australia. People go to bed earlier than they do in the UK, a lot earlier. They're all in bed at 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock. Oh, yeah, they do. But they're up at the crack of dawn here.
Right.
They're up, seriously, as soon as it comes light, they're up. And it's bizarre. It's bizarre. You know, mate, I wear my PJs in the winter because it's the summer's too hot. So you just, you know, like yesterday and the day before was 35, 36 degrees and humid. So, and it's like you've got air conditioning here. But when in the winter, my downstairs is really cold. So it's a case of I wear PJs and the hot blanket goes on.
Yours is a bit back to front, though, isn't it? Your seasons are back to front. So
yeah, when it's your winter, it's our summer.
Yeah, I was going to say because over in
Melbourne, in Melbourne,
I've got a friend who lives out there, and she has a barbecue on Christmas Day.
My family in Sydney,
It's I go down. My mum and dad, my sister have been living here 32 years in Hobart, Tasmania, and then my mum and dad moved over from Whitefield 9 years ago, and they live in Hobart, Tasmania. It was on the Sandy Bay, and so they're only 500 meters away. So Christmas times, I go down there.
Yeah,
and Christmas, we have our Christmas dinner, and then we go for a walk with the dog down the beach. It's only 500 meters away, and you're on the beach on Christmas Day, and trust me. I've been here 17 years, and it still feels weird on Christmas Day. The only time I want to see snow, rain, grey clouds, and cold is Christmas Day here because it doesn't feel right. It does not feel right. So it's different.
I've got family in Sydney, so I meant to go over. I think in a couple of years' time to go to see him. So I know it'll be very different when I go over there compared to over here.
That's weird. Mate, it's where I speak to all the backpackers. The English people have moved over. The young people over here, and I said the only time you miss out big time and get homesick is Christmas Day.
Yeah,
if it just doesn't feel right, does not feel. You don't go to the pub at lunch, and the pubs are all closed. So I used to go to the pub at lunchtime and have a pint that's full of blokes with stupid jumpers on, and you know, I missed that. And I remember when I was living at home, my brother-in-law's an Aussie, was married to my sister. She came home with him. I said, we go to the pub at lunch, and he was great. He looked at what? I said, we go to the pub. Walked in, he loved it. He absolutely loved it. So, and he's an adopted City fan. The sister's obviously a City fan, but he's an adopted City fan. And I took him to it was 2010, we played Newcastle away. We went to St. James's in the away end. And then he had a bobble hat beanie, they call him, you know, the scarf up to here. So he looked like, you know, and he had about 3 coats on. He's never been as cold. It was thick snow outside the ground. And we won, obviously, just when Terrace scored after, but Gareth Barry scored after about 10 seconds. Yeah, it was that game. And Tevez was awesome. And he goes, I can't believe how cold it is. I've never been so cold in all my life. so there you go. But there is a bit of a big, you know, look, City now are big over here. There's a lot more fans over here because of what they've done.
100%. It's like we're. Because obviously, I go away to Greece a lot every year with my mum and dad a lot, and I often go to the market. And over the last, I'd say 6-7 years, I've noticed that most of the kits are like Barcelona or Madrid kits or Chelsea. But look, do you know what? Right, when we got Haaland in, I went that summer to Greece with them both, and I saw Haaland kits everywhere. I was like,
I know my sister went to the Greek islands with her husband. We went through hopping around the islands, and she sent me a photograph, and she held it up. It was a City shirt in the markets with Haaland on the back, and now she's like, "Look at this,
big time now."
Get it over, you'll buy it, hey?
I bet if you go over to Norway now, I bet that's all you see is Haaland City shirts.
Well,
and I imagine now it's probably going to be the same in like Uzbekistan. I bet you're going to see City shirts everywhere.
Egypt as well. Egypt, Mamouche.
Sort of a mix of sort of Salah and stuff. But yeah, definitely, going to Uzbekistan now, I bet City are the most watched team there now as well.
The thing is, mate, we should be proud of the club, what the club have done, taking from one level to this. All right, we're having a poor season, all right, but that was bound to happen because you're not going to win the league every year. We have to regenerate. Even Fergie's team didn't win the league every year; they had to regenerate now and again. And
I got the shit ripped out of me for years when I was in school. I got the shit ripped out of me for years for wearing my Paul Dickov shirt to PE. Yeah. And they were like, "Oh, who's that? Who's that?" Like now, you go out and you're proud to wear your City shirt. Do you know what I mean?
It was bound to happen. It was bound to happen, and we've just got to take it on the chin and allow the club and Pep to regenerate. And it's going to take 2 years. It's going to take 2 years.
This is all part of being a fan, though. Like when you win stuff, right? When winning stuff, right, is something that should be normal. When it happens, every trophy, either the Carabao Cup, Champions League, Premier League, it's always great to win them. And when you win them, it's a special feeling because it doesn't matter how many you've won. Each one you get is amazing in its own right. And it's like a season like this, especially even next year might not be guaranteed for us to win anything next year. But when we do win something again, it will feel like, you know what, brilliant, because we've got through a difficult year or so, whatever. I mean, we turned it around and won something. And anything that it's why I hope Newcastle win the Carabao Cup final, because I've got cousins who are Geordies, and I'd love for them to obviously go on and win a cup for themselves, because they were.
I'll tell you what, they'll be partying for a couple of weeks.
Oh, they will be, and
they will make the most of it.
Do you know what the way that I see things now in life and try to keep it on sort of, obviously you see the negatives with how we're playing and things, but I always just have to keep reminding myself, at least we're not United.
100%.
Because you look at that, what's going on at their club at the moment. They're sacking another 200 people so they don't go bankrupt. They're literally getting rid of another 200 staff members so the club doesn't go bankrupt.
Have you seen Ineos's finances, by the way? They released them yesterday.
Oh, it's horrendous.
Mate.
There's no guarantee that they're coming back very soon. I'm telling you.
Oh, mate, yeah. They're a mess.
Mate, that's exactly what we were like under Swales.
Yeah.
We've been there. I was outside Main Road singing Swales out, Swales out. Trust me, that's exactly what we were like. So
but Alan, look at the levels of stick that we had for all them years off.
We were bullied at school. I was bullied at school because of it.
Same.
I remember being.
And now the tides have turned, and we're sitting here now with this new fancy stand and new fancy hotel that we're building. We've got, what is it, something like 11 clubs now, something like that in the City group.
I go watching Melbourne City here when I can.
We're set for life as a club. We're set for life.
The best thing about it is to come out. They've got the Melbourne City badge on with the City kit. It's actually the City kit, but it's got Melbourne City badge on it. That's all it is, right?
Yeah.
You just basically produce the kits and then they put the badge on, and that's it, right? So, and I laugh because Melbourne Heart, as they used to be called, used to play in red and white. Okay, so you get all the Arsenal fans, all the Arsenal fans, you get all the Liverpool fans and Man United fans all supporting Melbourne City. And then when we were all in there going, they're changing the kit next season, it's sky blue and white, changing it. And they were going absolutely mad. And when they did, when it was sanctioned, because they tried to block it, Sydney, because the weird over here, Sydney said, we've got the rights on Sky Blue, no one else can have it in Sydney. And when New South Wales called, fuck off. We got it changed. And when they came out of the kit, oh, mate, I was teasing them something chronic. United fans refusing to come and Arsenal fans refusing. And I was in a pub the other night, and there was Arsenal fans laughing at us the other day. And I'm saying, have you ever won a European trophy? And he just stormed out. Not a big chance to win a European trophy. So at the end of the day, people can take the piss. We're immune to it because we've had it for such a long time.
Yeah,
piss taking out of us. We're immune. So come on, guys, and the people in the chat, take it on the chin, laugh at them, because they can't understand anyone laughing back at them. They don't understand it.
Well, when you look at it now, right? The last time Arsenal won the Premier League, Rico Lewis wasn't even born.
Yeah.
And now he's in City's first team. Phil Foden was about, what, 1 or 2?
I was 4. Same age as me. So, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know, you look at all these players. Josko wasn't even born.
Yeah.
Josko Gvardiol wasn't even born. Like, do you know what I mean? And they're trying to give it, you know, the big dogs saying how, like, they have the right to be here and stuff. No, you don't.
Nope. No way.
You don't.
The thing is, it's like Man United, Liverpool. Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Chelsea, and probably Tottenham as well. They have this entitled attitude.
Oh yeah.
They think they're better than everybody else. This is why those clubs have tried to change the rules to suit themselves, and it's backfired on all of them.
100%.
Massively.
And
this is why I think we're going back and hitting the Premier League for this ATP, because you look at the likes of Arsenal and teams like that who have had these shareholder loans that they've been doing for years and years and years, and you know, these are part of the ones that have been, you know, the ones that were signing it to say, oh yeah, we want this, you know, we want this because we want to stop City from doing this. But by doing that, all they've done is they've put the blinkers on, and they've only been looking at what's, you know, about City. They've not looked at the bigger picture. You know, they've not thought, well, actually, this could come back to bite us.
And it has done. It has done.
Yeah, it has done. But the problem is, what I always say, the problem is the reason why City are so clued up and so ahead of every other team on all of these rules is because these rules were made for us.
Yeah.
These rules were made to stop us from doing it. So we found ways around these rules. Other teams didn't do that because they thought, oh yeah, you know, we're doing this to stop City. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. There was that released document from the Premier League where they literally said in there something about stopping. I forget what wording that they used, but basically stopping Newcastle's. They were trying to stop Newcastle's takeover. Yeah. They put something.
The Middle East takeover. Yeah.
It was borderline.
Yeah.
It's a situation where they haven't got a leg to stand on legally. Because if, let's say, for argument's sake, we get done with 1115, all right, and they slap a ban on us or they slap points on us, right? So all City will do, well, first of all, they have to go through an appeal. Then when that's finished, it'll end up in the High Court because City will take it all the way and they'll just drown. And that's what will happen. And English football is heading to a Super League. I mean, as much as we don't like to hear it, it's going to happen.
The Champions League, Super League. It is. It's literally the same format. People aren't looking at it yet, but I said this is exactly what I want to do.
Whether we like it or we don't, it's going to happen.
Look at the way stadiums are now. Look at how it's back. Like the Etihad now is like Disneyland. But I've been a number of times now. I've seen it change over time.
They're giving out haircuts in the stands, mate. It's ridiculous.
I know. Hold on, I'll find that.
There's people like me and you that want to go to games.
I went to Spain a few years ago, right? And while I was in Spain, it was right at the start of the season, okay? And I got a Barcelona ticket in the new camp, right, online. You can just get them, right? Easy. Fuck it, a piece of piss for the visitors area, right? I went in and I had a City shirt on. So when people say, "Oh, there's fans from other clubs in there wearing shirts," it shouldn't happen. It happens in Spain. It happens in Madrid. I went to the semi-final when Pellegrini was manager at the Bernabeu, right? And I was in the city, but there was fans outside buying tickets at the ticket office at the Bernabeu that were from America, Australia, New Zealand, Portugal. They were and they had their shirts that they were there supporting. So I saw 2 Liverpool fans in the ground.
Yeah.
So they're only interested in selling seats.
Like us now, isn't it?
Correct. So it's the days of us whinging about, it should be only City fans in there. At the end of the day, it's harder to fill a ground for a Champions League game midweek because you've got people like yourself who live down south, for work reasons or whatever it may be. They can't travel back midweek. So it's the club's responsibility to sell the tickets. If they've got tickets available, they will sell them to whoever they can.
It's really what I don't understand though, Alan. Is I had the season ticket for the best part of 12, 14 years, if not longer.
Yeah,
and this. For the last few years, obviously, I gave my season ticket up because financially I just couldn't afford it when I've got my son. And I ended up getting the match day pass, the 30 quid a season. Yeah, but I gave that up last season because I just thought there's no point me spending 30 quid every season to maybe warrant going to 1 or 2 games. It's just a waste of 30 quid.
You want to see your kid?
I thought about it, and I thought, okay, well, if I just give that up, I'm sure I'll be able to get tickets elsewhere or just go onto the City site. Do you know how difficult it is now to get a ticket unless you?
I know. It's really too. See, I've not been back for a while because after the pandemic, and I was running my own business, and the business wasn't doing brilliantly last year, right? And rebuilding it and it's difficult. But now my mum and dad have moved over here. I've no real pull to go home apart from City. And when they were living in England, I wanted to go back every year. But now that I live over here, and they're not health-wise, they're not great. All right. So I need to spend time with mother and father rather than go back to the UK. That's more important to me. You need to spend time with your son. It's more important, right? So your priorities, but I see more football here than I did in the UK. I had a season ticket and I went with it. My uncle goes with it now, right? Because I still pay for it for him. And City, I get to see home and away. So I've been here 17 years and I've not missed a game, home and away, even cup games, because it's live on the TV here. Every club is. And it's basically take your pick which game you want on. I've not missed a game, and I watch it. I don't watch it late. I watch it live.
You don't even get the 3 p.m. blackout, do you? You got access to all that as well.
You get everything. If you moved over here with your kid, right, you would watch City live every single game, including Saturdays. Right?
See, that's ridiculous. When you look at
and
on Saturday, it's at 3 p.m. It's a massive game.
I know it costs me per year for Optus TV here, because I haven't got an Optus phone, $6 a month for everything.
Bloody mate. And I've already got Sky Sports BT chucking money out of you like monthly. Like
I know. You're actually better off moving abroad.
I am.
I'm not joking you now, right? I pay for what was BT Sport, now TNT Sport, Amazon Prime, and Sky Sports, and my TV bill a month comes to over £100 a month.
Oh yeah, that's why I used to pay back home, because I obviously had Sky when I was home, and you don't get to see all the games. You have to get these hooky foreign channels, right? But Optus, you get everything. You've got the Champions League is on Stan now, right? So I had to pay an extra $10 a month for that, right? So I get the Champions League. Everything else, FA Cup, and every Premier League game, and I mean every team, is on Optus, right? So I have Optus box here.
I have to get Daddy Shake to send me some money every month, Steve.
So, trust me, if you came over here, you'd see more football than you would do at home.
Brilliant. Sum me up.
See, that's the annoying thing, right? You know, you look at the Premier League and everything now. They're looking to try and take games over to America.
Yeah,
I'm absolutely fine with that. If they stop the 3 p.m. blackout for us, because you look at American TV, right? They don't have a 3 p.m. blackout. It's only the UK that does.
ridiculous.
It's an old legacy contract, isn't it? That's what it is.
So, yeah. So, you know, they're getting the privilege of being able to watch every single game anyway. Yeah. So, games going out over to America, I think, yeah, fine, fair, but you stop this 3 p.m. blackout, because, you know, I think it's absolutely ridiculous, yeah, where you've got City are what, sixth in the league at the moment?
Yeah.
Fifth, and then you've got Newcastle, which are, you know, sixth.
Mm.
And they're playing it
3
at 3 p.m. on Saturday. How is anybody supposed to watch that?
Well, you're going to have to get an Ucky stream, aren't you?
Well, I'm going to have to buy the Optimus Sport or whatever you said now.
Optus. Yeah, my VPN.
Optus is there's two major mobile contracts you can have. You can have Telstra.
They've
Optus,
got
and there's Vodafone over here, but they're shit over here. No coverage.
They've got Palace. They've got Palace Everton as the half after their kickoff. Palace Everton.
To me, I can sit here and just go. You've got a multiple choice, and you just go, "I'll watch that." Bang. So and then it's on demand as well. Yeah. So you can basically get up next morning and think, "I'll watch the rerun," or I'll watch. Like I watched Liverpool Everton yesterday, and I was watching it on a tram like this.
See,
on the phone.
I could do it on my phone, but the thing is, with like Sky and BT, is that you've got to actually have accounts on there, and they've got to write. Whereas that it just sounds brilliant.
Oh, mate, the coverage. There's a mate of mine that used to work for my sister, right, as a traffic engineer. He's a Scouser from Crosby, right, and he came to Melbourne to try and get a job in Melbourne, and he said, "I want to watch Liverpool." And so I signed him up on Optus, got him. Listen to this. You can sign it on the internet, do it on the internet for the whole season, 12 months, $90.
$90 blood for a whole season.
For a whole season. And all he does is put a HDMI cable in his TV and play it through that way.
Yeah, you're probably paying that like almost 2 months. Rather than that.
$99 is basically half that in pounds.
That's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy how much they take from us monthly over here just to watch football. Yet you can go, we can move abroad, go like Australia, America, well, their own way of doing it as well. You can watch all the sports you want for a way better price. It's crazy.
Yeah. When I first came here, it was quite funny. When I first came here, I rang up before I accepted the job. I rang up Foxtel, which is basically the equivalent of Sky, right?
Yeah.
And I said, Do you have the Premier League? Yeah. Do you have Man City games live as it happens every game? Yeah. Right. I rang up the company and said I'll accept the job. I would if they said no, I wouldn't have gone. Right. And Foxtel are basically Sky. Okay. Over here.
Yeah.
And I was paying a lot more money through Foxtel. And when Optus bought it, the package they brought out, I'm like, great. So I bought another box for $15 and that was it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Brilliant. Yeah. Honestly.
Now there's just on apps now. It's easy.
Mate, and the thing is as well, right? Like how much you're also charged monthly for it is incredible. Because also if you watch Premier League, you also watch other leagues as well, other leagues, your Champions League. That's how it should be.
If it didn't have an Optus phone, this is an Optus phone,
yeah,
it's $15 a month.
Wow!
Because we've got an Optus phone, it's cheaper.
Wow. But even that in itself is not actually not that bad. But we think how much it costs over here.
$15 is like £7.5 quid.
That's still way better than
between my TV, because I've recently put all of mine into one. So I used to be with Vodafone for phone, then I was with BT for my my internet, and then obviously I paid for Now TV and BT Sport and all that. So everything was separately. I've since put everything into one, so I'm now with EE for everything, thinking that it was going to be cheaper, and it did work out a bit cheaper. But for my TV, my broadband, and my phone, every single month is about £185.
And when I understand, because when I was there, it was over £100. Right, I was paying a month, right? But you know what it's like. You want to watch it. Actually, I watch the football. I'm massive on cricket, so I watch all. So I have the KO, and I watch all the cricket worldwide, right?
Yep.
And KO is basically the app from Foxtel now, right, for sport. And I have that, and that costs me $30 a month, all right? So we're getting up there. But now I've just obtained one of them Amazon Fire Sticks and the hooky thing, and I've got all the UK TV, all the US TV, all the sports free, basically, so I can watch the cricket England on my TV for that Fire Stick.
Just to let you know, chat, this is alleged. This
is alleged. So, get yourself an Amazon Fire Stick, trust me. And then
this is all alleged. He doesn't do it. He's doing this for educational purposes. Like
to get one, because you can watch anything you want, and you know it's brilliant. I don't like Australian TV like Channel 9 and Channel 7, Channel 10. Trust me, shit. And then I only watch the English TV or the Netflix and things like that on the sport. That's all I watch. I don't watch anything else.
Bloody imagine that.
But if you ever come, so if you come over here, you're only 24, and you just say, I'm going for a 2-year working holiday visa in Sydney, right? When you get here, get yourself an Optus phone, the SIM card, and then you can have the Premier League when you want.
So you feel I might do it, Alan, because the thing is, sometimes I think I imagine over there probably a lot. Well, I won't say it's cheap. There's nothing is cheap in the world, but I imagine it's probably
no.
For you over there. How does it compare to living over here? Just that's such a good idea.
I love Manchester and I love England. I'm passionate about it, right? I still am, right? Still am. I won't have anyone slag it off, okay? But if I looked at the standard of living here and the standard of living in England, this Australia smashes it completely. Smashes it. You know, for kids growing up, there's no comparison, mate. Seriously. You know, I speak to my mates all the time back home, and what they're going through is, you know, horrendous. Here, the economy is here struggling as well. It's worldwide, right? What's going on at the moment? After COVID, we're going to pay the money back. It's as simple as that. But the weather destroys UK completely. do you know what you end up missing about the UK is the little things.
Yeah.
It's the little things.
The UK at the moment is self-imploding.
Yeah, I know. It does. Unfortunately, it doesn't help it what's happening with the illegal immigrants coming in, and they're getting the money to support them. And I don't know the answer to that because it can't carry on.
No.
And they're going to have to do something. It's very, very difficult because if you go too hard, you get criticised. If you're too soft, you get criticised.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very difficult situation, but they have to do something. And
I've got my views on it, but for the purposes of this channel, I will
completely. Yeah, don't say too much.
I will completely remain impartial.
Yeah, I'm trying to be impartial. It doesn't affect us only because one thing about Australia is you're so far away from everywhere else. Trust me, you are. And I used to say to mum and dad on the phone when they were living home, I just wish Australia was in Europe because I could pop home at weekends.
Yeah.
Can't do that. It's a 24-hour flight.
Yeah,
it's a long way. And let's face it, the Bali is where it's like the Spain of the Australians. Everyone goes to Bali, right?
Yeah.
You're talking 5.5 hours to get there. That's the nearest place. Well, New Zealand's the nearest place, 3.5 hours to Auckland. I've got friends there. But it's so far away. So you used to get the boats coming over from Indonesia, but they've stopped the boats. They have stopped them. So it's a really difficult.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, 24 hours is a day. And I just think, well, what's the worst that can happen? Just jump on a plane and I'm up next day I'm home.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're not laughing at you. It's
Steve's comment every time.
Gotta love a Steve comment. Every time he comes on, the humour that you get from him it's unmatched.
Do you know what, right? Having Steve in the chat, especially when City aren't necessarily playing very well, it just makes you laugh. You know what?
It does. Yeah.
There are some very, very deluded comments goes on Twitter and things like that.
Yeah, no.
And the worst thing you can do is take it seriously. Seriously, I don't read them. I really don't.
Unless it's a Steve comment, really.
I've kind of, for me, right? I've decided.
Where's Steve Black from?
I think. I know.
I know he's been a City fan for a very, very long time.
Steve, I know you're watching. Whereabouts in Manchester are you from, mate?
Yeah. No, see, for me, right, I've kind of limited now Twitter and how I react now because I can't bother to deal with people who don't agree with you, don't like what you're saying. And that I'm always going to say how I feel, no matter how I feel, right? Any day, right? Opinion is your opinion. You have to agree with it, but as long as you actually respect each other's opinions, that's what matters. But Twitter has become this absolute cesspool where everyone just bloody each other. Gorton. The point of Gorton lives in Lincolnshire now.
Oh, that's proper bank. Yeah, that's a proper bank, Gorton. That is Burnage and round there, and it's 11 June. Yeah.
Yeah, 11 June, yeah.
Know it well.
Yeah,
so, but Newcastle game is going to be a tough one, and that's more important than Real Madrid. I'm telling you.
100%.
I'm actually just getting up. Every stream we always do like a lineup predictor.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be interesting to do one with you as well, Alan, to see what your takes on how you would set up for it.
I'll be honest with you. Some of the new signings have got to play.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I want to see them play.
We've got what are we saying, Ortega or Edison?
Edison was
a difficult decision now.
Edison was terrible with Madrid. Well, he started off really well, then absolutely collapsed. That's like an half.
I can honestly see Ortega playing, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
I'm going to go Ortega.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but Edison's got seriously that was terrible. In Madrid, it was terrible.
He and rightfully so does deserve to be dropped.
Yeah, 100%.
Stones and Diaz.
Yeah, 100%. Diaz Stones. Couldn't find them.
Stones and Diaz.
We'll take
Diaz
that.
has to play because he's the leader at the back.
He was teaming with me. Yeah, I agree. Was Steve mad?
Do you not give Ake some game time?
I do. I want to make sure he's fully fit.
Yeah,
I genuinely believe that Stones will get a rest because he played 90 minutes against Madrid. I think he'll play.
In that case, Ake.
Yeah. But
because Ake didn't. Ake played, but he come off after what was about 55, 60 minutes.
About an hour. Yeah, came off.
Guardiola there.
Vardio, 100% must start. Husanov. Husanov. I'll play him. I have to give him a chance.
It's a difficult one because we haven't really got a right fullback.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, because I mean, Rico did well. I thought Rico did what he could do, really, but he wasn't. He's not a right back, is he? Rico. He's not a right back.
He's a midfielder in a good team.
Don't get me wrong, right? I'm not faulting his commitment. He actually put a few tackles in, a good runs in. But the problem is, that's all well and good doing that. But we need someone who can actually defend right back. We can't just have someone who can just play there and that's it. You need to actually do the job properly. And you got For me, Mamouche has to start Saturday. He has to start. We got to get better into the team now.
Nico must play, and I'll probably pick. I'm praying he's fucking fit and not a long-term injury because he wasn't. He was on the bench the night, but he wasn't fit.
I don't know why on earth he was on the bench when he wasn't fit. I don't understand.
He's done it before, though. He's done it before. He just puts him there for the sake of it, right?
Yeah.
And Savinho on the right, Foden must play.
Yeah. I've got to say, Foden came on. I should have done a good job for he came on. I mean, I'm glad that Jack got injured because I thought Jack actually played pretty well.
Yeah.
And I was
like,
Doku.
Doku, you don't know where you're going to get.
Doku could be one of those players, right? That when he's on form, he's pretty good.
Does need game time because he's back now. He's in the team, but he didn't get any minutes against Real Madrid. So I think we will go into this game with a strong team, but I think we'll have Real Madrid in mind as well.
Yeah.
But this is more important.
100%. Top 4 priority. Top 5 if what's been. It's about Champions League places. Not Bernardo Silva for me. No. Bernardo is.
I love Bernardo.
No, I do too, but I'm thinking about how many games I keep playing him because I think. I mean,
Foden in midfield.
Foden in midfield. Oh, this is the
so are you doing this then, Alan?
Playing 1-6 and then just 2 midfielders. Second. I
will play Savio on the right on where Doku is.
Yep. Yeah. Mamouche, Foden. Yeah, that's a good 5 there going forward.
Yeah.
Pacey, quick. I think Mamouche is going to be good, obviously, in that sort of.
The problem is who do you pick at right fullback?
That's the issue. Oh, because there's Rico, but against Anthony Gordon,
none of it is ideal. Whoever you put there is not ideal.
Not Nunes.
I want to see it, but I don't think it'll happen.
It won't. Pep won't do that, unfortunately. He won't, but
that's what I want to see.
Hasanov, yeah. He's for it.
That's a fair team. It's a fair team. To me, the central midfield today are the most important.
I got the pace, Alex. Sorry about that. No. See, look, the thing is to me, right back, and Alan's right. It's going to be one position that we'll struggle to sort of fill until at least summer.
It's going to be Nunes, isn't it? Let's be real.
If it is, it's going to be an absolute nightmare.
It's either going to be Nunes or Rico Lewis, and I think it's going to be Nunes.
Because the thing is, Anthony Gordon won a field day. Nunez.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'll tell you something. I'd love to get Gordon to City.
This is my thinking, right? This is my thinking. The whole reason I put Savio out on the right wing instead of the left wing is because defensively, tracking back, he is much better at it than Doku.
Oh yeah,
Doku doesn't track back.
Whoever you get at right back is going to be weak. Now, when you've got Anthony Gordon, having Savinho tracking back and defending is going to be more beneficial than having Doku tracking back and defending. Because I think on the left wing, I think we're all right. Guardiola can cope with that, and if Guardiola's stepping in, then you're going to have Ake coming over. So I'm fine with that. My problem is when you've got Anthony Gordon down this side. If this is Rico Lewis, if this is Nunez, if this is Kusnov, if this is Stones, whoever this is here, it's going to be a weak right back.
Yeah.
And you look at Savinho the other day against Real Madrid. He was tracking back and defending every single time.
They had to against him. Yeah, against him. See, I like Gordon. I think he's a very good player. In fact, I'd like to sign him.
I think if Jack goes, I wouldn't mind Gordon. The thing is, it costs a lot of money, but it's the thing. I think Gordon's a direct winger. He's direct, creates chances, scores goals. He's definitely he definitely. I think Doku for me has moments where he's really good, but he frustrates so many times because if we got Doku against Ipswich every game,
his end product is not guaranteed. His end product.
Whereas with Savinho, I think there's more.
He loses the ball more.
Whereas with like Savinho, I think there's more there. There's more there to sort of get out of him. And I think the more obviously we see him in the team and playing, obviously he's getting better. I think at certain things. I reckon next season you'll see a much better Savinho overall. But Doku, it's very frustrating to watch, and that's what I think. I think having Gordon on the left wing with Savinho on the right. So that it's got to be there.
I know this isn't going to happen, like at all, but for me personally,
Exactly, Alex. Exactly, mate.
I would be more comfortable with that.
Guardiola right back.
I know that's not going to happen, but
No,
I would be.
You said this yesterday. I was watching the thing. Say, when you're a fullback now, are you right-footed or left-footed yourself?
Well, I know Guardiola is left-footed.
Right.
I know.
When you're left-footed, what foot do you tackle with?
Well, you tackle with your left.
Right. Yeah. You're right. If he goes over and right and he's a left footer, the first thing he does when he tackles with his left foot, which is the wrong foot.
No, I completely agree with what you're saying, Alan. And I know there is no world ever that Guardiola would ever play right back. I know that. But for me, he would do a better job at right back than Nunez, Rico Lewis, or anyone else that we stick there. He would. He just would.
He's a better player as well.
Because he's a better defender and he's a better fullback. But for me, and I know that's not going to happen, but I would be more comfortable with that because Ake can play left back. This is the problem. We've got Guardiola that can play left back. We've got Ake that can play left back. We haven't really got any centre backs that can play right back.
No. Because obviously, if the Kanji's fit, he can play there, but obviously he's out now for the rest of the season now. So,
like I said to you, Luke, before, I'm more angry about allowing Walker to leave without a replacement. Ridiculous.
Exactly. Yeah, because look, if it's okay, great. Cami also plays right back, left back, brilliant. As right back there rest of the season, all good. But the problem is, we're now going into a summer and thinking, well, right back is a must. It's on the it's literally top priority along with new midfield. Now, don't really. Honestly, people say particularly like Frimpong and Cambiasso. I think it's someone who can at least defend as well. Can't just some wing back got the pitch more than he defends. Like we need someone who can at least defend well as well. But you got to City don't get right back in the summer, then it's a complete failure.
Well, it's suicide. It's suicide. It's suicide if they don't. That's why I can't believe we didn't even just say, right, fuck it, let's get a loan in for 6 months.
Well, this is the thing that frustrates me, and what I was saying earlier in the chat. We've gone out and signed 3 centre-backs, none of which are good enough to play for City at the moment, with the exception of, Kusanov's borderline. But the whole reason why we didn't, well, this is what it's coming out at now. The whole reason we didn't end up signing Cambiasso was because we didn't have the funds financially to be able to go and afford to pay the 70 million now. And we've said we will sign him, but it will be in the summer.
Yeah.
Like, why were you dicking around buying 3 centre-backs then? Because
exactly,
with all due respect, even without Husanov, Race and Juma Bar, which Juma Bar's not even with us, he's in Lens.
Yeah.
We've got Stones, we've got Ruben Diaz, we've got Ake, we've got Gvardiol, we've got Akanji. That's 5 centre-backs that we've got. We don't need more centre-backs. We need a right back. Granted, we probably do need a centre-back, but we need a right back more. So why are you going out and buying, bearing in mind, now we've just signed another 3 centre-backs. So it's not 5 centre-backs. We've now got 8.
I know.
We've got 8 centre-backs, no fucking right back. Mate, how does that make sense?
Well, mate, technically, we have got no fullbacks. And I know Gvardiol played left back, but he's probably centre back originally.
No, I know what you're saying, but Gvardiol's the best. If he continues on this trajectory that he's on, he will probably go down as City's best ever left back.
Oh, probably, yeah. Probably. But that's the thing. A right back is an absolute must this summer. And also an 8 as well, 100%, because obviously Gundogan and that. But a right back for me is number 1 priority.
I can't believe they've allowed Walker to walk out the door when we haven't signed one.
Exactly.
This is what I was saying to Luke on a stream a while ago. Like, yeah, his performances were negatively impacting the team. They were. But I would rather have Walker than nobody.
Exactly. The thing is, Walker just wanted to get out of the country because of his personal circumstances.
Exactly. Yeah.
I understand that. But you don't let someone go,
Mendy,
unless you sign someone.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry, right, but I don't mind Walker. I don't mind Walker going. But if you haven't got a back or someone to come in to replace him, then what's the point? It's one less player in the squad.
Well, to be honest with you, we're the product of our own downfall here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's been suicide. Walker didn't leave in the last week of the transfer window. Walker left pretty much at the start of the transfer window. We had pretty much most of the transfer window to find and bring in a replacement, knowing full well that in 3-4 weeks' time, we're either going to get Real Madrid or Bayern Munich. We knew that would be the outcome.
Yeah.
And, even without Real Madrid or Bayern Munich, you look at these fixtures that we've got coming up in the Premier League. These have been the same fixtures since September, since we started the league, or before September. We knew going into February that we were going to have Newcastle, we were going to have Arsenal, we were going to have, Spurs, we were going to have Liverpool, we were going to have United come March. We knew that we were going to have all of these hard fixtures, and
you know what's going to happen a weekend. Lewis will play fucking right fullback.
He will.
He will.
He will. I'm telling you, he will.
It's suicide. Going out and not signing the DM last season. And I don't know if you were on it, but I actually said in the summer before the season had even started, I said on a space that Martin was doing, I actually said there is going to come a time where Rodri does his ACL and he's out for 6 months.
Yeah, remember I said this.
I said that on Martin's Spaces. Now I know Martin did record his spaces at some point. Go back and check it because he's probably got receipts. I said that back in the summer before this season had even started. At some point, the amount
he had a go at me when I said we'll struggle to win games until the transfer window in January, and I was right. And I was right.
You're right. I agree with you, Alan. Because I said before, like people are just being too much pride. And look, I get it. I want City to win as much as anyone does in the fan base, but being realistic, we knew. Like I was there at Brighton away when we lost 2-1 before the break. Obviously, Pep's on a new contract. The way we just folded at 2-1, I thought there's more issues here than Rodri.
Mate, he was on the count as soon as Aki went off, and John Stones. And as soon as Aki went off and John Stones went back in centre half against Real Madrid, I knew what was coming.
The thing is, Steve, right? The amount of games that Rodri's been playing for the last 3-4 seasons,
ridiculous.
60, 70 games a season. At some point, and bearing in mind, he did that without no injuries at all. Like, he didn't even pick up a niggle. Like,
he got lucky last year. He got lucky.
You could tell just by looking at him how physically he deteriorated over the last 3-4 seasons, to the point where he was losing his eyebrows. He looked ill, and
it's getting worse. And now football seasons are getting worse with this fucking World Cup shit, right?
Yeah.
Which I'll be honest with you, I will not watch.
It was inevitable.
I will not watch it.
Have a serious injury because of it. It was inevitable.
All about money. All it is. It's never about the players. It's all about the money, the TV rights. It's all it is. This has been coming for years and years and years. Even when the Premier League first started up.
It's FIFA trying to compete with UEFA.
Exactly. It's basically right. The Super League gave them an idea. It's like, we don't want that to happen because it's not our idea. It doesn't come from us.
I'll be watching the test matches on TV cricket before I watch that shit.
I've been on holiday, mate. Look, it's City, I know, but the thing is, right, even so, right, these players are going to get absolutely shattered. Well, America as well. America climate as well. Different climates to the UK and Europe. Hot as well.
Especially the Club World Cup as well. They're effectively saying that you have to take your best squad, you have to play certain players. They're basically saying that you have to play Rodri if he's fit, you have to play Haaland, you have to play all of these big names, because if you don't, then you basically forfeit the prize money.
Let's look at this seriously. Example is that Inter Miami didn't even win the competition last year, and they are put into the team, and the one that won, it's not there.
Are you surprised when Phil Neville was the manager?
It's all because of fucking Messi. I'm like, we just don't turn up. To me, don't turn up.
Protest.
Tell the players to go on holiday and then stick 2 fingers up at FIFA.
Because I know it's nice to have the gold badge in the middle of the kit.
We've already done it now. We've done it. Does it matter anymore? We've done it.
But realistically, the Club World Cup means nothing.
No, it doesn't.
It's no better of a competition than the Audi Cup or the Community Shield. It's no better.
Yeah, agreed.
At least for the Champions League, right, is the best team in Europe. That makes sense to me. Fair enough. Win that. Brilliant. But this cup, right, even if you win it, cool. But it's the most like, and it's not even like a tournament. Even before, like, it was like Qatar and that, and certain countries and that. It's not big at all. But I don't understand, right, how FIFA think that these amount of games are the amount of 87 injuries I've seen this season from certain players, like was it Militao at Madrid, Alaba got it. There's so many ACL injuries happening right now because everyone's getting played to breaking point.
Well, look at Kai Havertz today, ACL injury.
He's out. Yeah. In Dubai.
Can these institutions not see how much they're killing these football players.
And they say, "Oh, but
Didn't Saka have an ACL?
a torn hamstring. Is it third grade? I think grade 3. I think. What
Yeah.
one of the ones you can get?
So when KDB had an operation on his hamstring, and he got a big scar on his underneath his thigh, it's that one he had. And we look at KDB now. He's had that many injuries on his hamstring.
Yeah,
he can't move now.
No, but the thing is, right, to me, right, with KDB, right, the fact that he played right with injured hamstrings though in that Arsenal game and that Madrid, right, and he was still unbelievable. Like that kind of shows how great a player he is. But sadly, obviously,
I think style of play has a lot to do with it as well. Like you look at Tottenham this season, their style of play is the main reason why they have so many injuries, especially defensively, because you look at how high their line is, the amount that they're having to sprint back and stretch for last-ditch tackles and stuff. That's the reason why that defensively they're putting so much strain on their bodies. That's why they're having the amount of injuries that they're having. So I think style of play does come into it a lot as well. I think if you play Big Sam type football, where it's just basically hoof it up the pitch, I think you'd see that team have a lot less injuries than like a Tottenham, or because City play a high line as well, which is why inevitably we get quite a lot of injuries at the back. The one that's worrying me at the moment is the amount of injuries that Ruben Diaz seems to be picking up.
Oh, quite a lot now, yeah.
Bevo, we don't allow our players to get fully fit and recover properly. They're forced to play, right? When someone gets fit, they have 2 weeks in training where they're just training. They're not playing to get fully fit, right? We are, as soon as someone's fit, like, right, he's in this week. The force.
It's Oscar Bob.
Yeah.
Set back again recently, isn't it? It's just that's the issue we've got.
That's a point. Is he fit?
Not yet. 2 weeks.
Do you know what? Right, I feel for him now, Bob. I feel for him because he meant to have a really good season this year, and he's just been denied it because of unlucky broken leg and then another setback recently. He's so unlucky. I really feel.
Have you been watching any of the under-20s?
Yeah, he is good, mate.
He is mustard.
We got to give him a chance.
So good.
At least I'm not asking.
I've not missed an Argentina game yet, and every game that I watch him, it just gets me excited. He is just he this season in that competition has been the best player of that competition by far. It's not even close. I mean, that Superbe Bray is another quality player.
I'm going to have to go, guys. It's a work day for me, and I'm going to have to get stuck in.
Oh,
that's fine, mate.
Cheers for coming on, Al.
Yeah, no problem. Really sorry.
Nice to talk to you again, mate.
I'll speak to you over the weekend. Yeah, same to you, Bevo. Well, thanks for inviting me, mate. Thank you.
Anytime. See you later, mate.
Take care, mate. Big up, Alan. Legend.
Big up, Alan. A lot of love for Alan. Fantastic bloke and a great blue, and does talk a lot of sense. I know, there's banter in the City community and stuff, but genuinely, he's a lovely person.
And he speaks from his heart and also how he feels, and that's how it should be.
Everything with Alan is natural. It's not forced. What he says is what he thinks.
Yeah. Also, I'll say as well, right? Someone commented on Twitter about their mentality. What you want about a team? Okay, you got to watch this, right? Look, mentality of the team, right? And you got to understand this. The team of yesteryear were good, mentally strong. They were, but you can't tell me that this team has a mentality. You can't. We're playing terribly, yes, but the way we're collapsing in games is not a team with a good mentality. It isn't. Now I
I,
get
I,
there
do,
are
I do believe when Rodri comes back, he will be a big difference.
100% he will be.
He is an absolute mentality monster. And for me, the players that we've signed as well, especially with Marmoush, the way that Marmoush talks, mate, he is a mentality monster as well.
I feel for him because the thing is, he hasn't scored yet. I know he's aching to score, and he will score. Do you know what, right?
We still have the mentality monsters in this team. You know, Ruben Diaz, Rodri, Mamouche. You know, I would put Phil Foden in that bracket as well.
Haaland.
Because he's done it. Haaland, mentality monster.
Even KDB, by the way, that I guess, but mate, up here he still speaks, mate, as a leader. And people are like, oh, he's terrible, he's washed. Like, no, look, the ability is still there. The problem is that in games like this now, you need legs as well as the ability. And
I am so glad that Ruben Diaz has been moved up to vice captain. He is my future captain. He is just the way he talks to the media and everything that he says about the club is perfect. It's how a captain should be. And then you're watching what he's saying, and you're like, did we ever get any of that from Kyle Walker over the last year and a half?
I will say that KDB is very good.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm just thinking future-proofing. You know, you're looking at KDB, he's probably got a year left in him. You know, I'm glad that the vice captaincy has been brought down to Ruben Diaz, because you know then that maybe next season after, whenever KDB decides to leave, Ruben Diaz will take on that captaincy and he will do it properly. Yeah. Because the way that he speaks and stuff. You got Kyle Walker going on podcasts saying why Jack Grealish shouldn't be in the England team. Jack Grealish is your club teammate.
Whereas, mate, Kev's first interview, right, as captain, right? He came out, said Husnov, he started very poorly, but he did really well after that. But all the young players, that's the captain. Because he gives a fuck. This guy, right, Kev literally is ruining his hamstrings for his club. He's dragged his team, right, over lines that no one thought was possible. His first season, by the collar to save finals, and could have done it to final as well without being injured. That man, right, has given his blood and his body and his life for his club.
By the way, the Rodri contract is signed.
Yeah.
I think, now, don't hold your breath on this, I think they will do the announcement of the Rodri contract after the Real Madrid game. And it will be because the likelihood is we're not getting through Real Madrid. And I think they will do that. I think they will do that to pick the fan base back up.
Yeah.
Don't hold me to it, but that's just my opinion.
No.
I think that's what happened.
Although I would, do you know what, right? I love it. I watched long on Wednesday, right? If we just end up going through, we've done it.
I hope we do, mate. I really, really hope we do. But there is no world in which I can see us winning that game, because effectively we have to win that game now.
2-0 minimum.
Well, even 1-0 or 2-1, it takes it to extra time and penalties. I'll take penalties at this point.
Do you know what though? I'd love it, right, if Haaland scored the winning penalty.
Yeah.
Do you know what, right, as well, right? I mean, I am. If we go out, cool. I'm not bothered. For me, at the moment, I want to get top 4 secured and get that. The next year we go again. Next season, fresh team, fresh to go again. But I think, look, the fan base for me, people say chances here and there. Like, look, the league, forget it. I'm sorry, forget it. We can't. If you get beaten by Arsenal 5-1 away and 4-1 home to Tottenham, you ain't winning the league title, mate. You're not. You're really not. FA Cup, definitely got a chance. Probably got a chance, but we cannot. If we get them lot over the road, Fulham, Newcastle, whatever that, Don't throw it away. Like, this is the best chance you've got to win a trophy this year.
Yeah.
You got to get one. Because if top four, FA Cup, and 1-1-5 win, I'd say
that for me would be a very good season considering circumstances.
Yeah. All right. Just right. That I loved the actual TIFO. The issue I've got with it is that it would be great if we had the TIFO while we're on good form. It's like we're trying. I'm all for banter, but it'd been nice if we were on good form and we were winning games, like big games, and then we could do that and have a bit of chest.
The thing about that TIFO, right? It wasn't there for Vinny. It was there. The message was there for Florentino Perez because he was the one that instigated Real Madrid in not going to the award ceremony. It was his decision to not send the Real Madrid team to the award ceremony, and that the whole purpose of that TIFO was for him, and he wasn't even there. He wasn't even there at the game. That was for him to be basically, stop crying your heart out. Basically saying, stop throwing your dummies out of the pram because you've not got what you wanted.
Yeah.
If the shoe was on the other foot, Rodri, Ruben Diaz, probably Bernardo Silva, and maybe some others would have still turned up to that award ceremony.
We would have done. Yeah, 100%. Look, for me this season, look, in terms of the game, obviously, what obviously ended a little bit, but the Newcastle game, obviously, quickly sort of break down for a little bit. I mean, we've done enough times already. For me, we know what we're dealing with. We know what we're coming up against. That midfield, that attack, the counter attack, Isak right now, Gordon, Bruno, Tonali. It'll be a hard game on Saturday.
The only thing that I would say about Newcastle is they are notorious for having really shit away form. Home form is brilliant, but their away form is shocking.
Oh, it's terrible. I mean, Birmingham City, they won 3-2, but it's like just about they won that.
Let's have a quick look at that. Let's actually have a quick ganders at their away form. All right, matches.
Oh.
So, 3-1 against Southampton away, not Southampton,
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Birmingham 3-2, not great.
Just about. Got cooked by Bournemouth, beaten by Fulham.
They got beaten by Fulham at home. They got beaten by Bournemouth at home.
Beat Wolves 3-0, but Wolves. Sorry, Karis, if you're watching their stream, but yeah, Wolves are Wolves. Bromley, yeah. It beat Arsenal, but right. Well, look, the differences of us is that Arsenal's that we gave Arsenal that win.
Yeah, they only just about beat Tottenham away, and Tottenham
away for us.
I mean, Newcastle away. What's that?
United away. You mean United away?
Ipswich. 4-0. We did them 6-0.
Yeah. Beat Leicester, Brentford. Brentford got cooked.
Yeah, Brentford, they got cooked.
Liverpool home they drew. Palace they drew. West Ham lost to West Ham home 2-0. Forest they beat Forest 3-1.
Yeah, but we beat Forest 3-0.
Exactly, Steve. Yeah, well, we won last year, but let's be real, right? Tottenham away.
The They lost
It's a
to
weird
Chelsea
one.
away.
We won there. Everton, they drew 0-0.
Everton 0-0.
On the dice, by the way. On the dice, by the way.
And then you're going back to
Fulham
the
away.
real start of the season. You got Fulham away. As
Wolves away.
Just about beat Wolves.
Yeah. Not great, but mate, the problem I've got is that the mistakes in our team, mate, are ridiculous, and that is what I'm worried about because we make far too many mistakes, mate. Too many errors.
So it's a bit hit and miss, really. But their away form is definitely not as good as it should be, and that's been notorious for a few seasons now. For me, Newcastle game is a must-win.
100%. If we lose that one, mate, I'm genuinely close to saying
what was the reverse fixture? Was it 1-1?
1-0. Gvardiol scored a good goal. Gvardiol link up. And by the way, I hope Jack gets fit ASAP, right? Because honestly, right, Jack is actually a really. I honestly, right. People say he's been shit, mate. Yes, he plays. He's played pretty well. Actually, he needs more opportunities when he's fit.
Yeah,
he really does. Yeah. But the problem, mate, is that at the moment we have no idea what City is going to turn up on Saturday.
No,
because the first half was really good. The second half, City, we literally explode. Explode.
The thing is it's the same. It doesn't matter who we play. We could play Real Madrid and be 2-1 up and capitulate in the last 10 minutes. Or we could play Feyenoord and be 3-0 up and capitulate in the last 10 minutes. It really doesn't matter who we play. We capitulate in the last 10 minutes.
I do not want to see Gundogan playing at all. See him.
No, I don't want to see him anywhere.
Please, just hold, accept defeat. It's not going to work. He's not good enough. Kovacic, I understand a little bit because he can still run a bit more than Gundogan. That one I understand.
If you're going to play Gundogan, I'm okay with that, but you don't play Kovacic as well. It's one or the other, not both.
Yeah. Honestly, them two on the same pitch, mate. Oh my god! Oh god! Oh.
When you've got a 34-year-old Gundogan, a 30-year-old Kovacic, and a 30-year-old Bernardo Silva, what are you expecting?
Exactly. Yeah. Joe, what? I would take a 2-1 win, 1-0. I'm taking a win. 3 points is a must. It's a must.
It is a must.
Exactly, yeah. Might actually win the game, you know. 2-1. I'll go 1. It's going to be a really difficult game. I think defensively, for me, defensively isn't the issue for me. It's the midfield more. Nico must play. If he's fit, play him. Play him. We need him playing games.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I've been honest since day one. For me, 2-1 Newcastle.
Oh, it would probably if it was though, mate. Look, if you get the win, fucking great. But this is how bad it's got, mate. This is how bad it's got. We have no idea what team's going to up anymore. Which is why we need to get the end of the season, get players out the door, players in the door.
I would much rather now have a negative outlook on it and say, like, Real Madrid on Wednesday, we're going to lose that game. Newcastle on Saturday, we're going to lose that game. And if we don't lose that game and we win it, then that's a bonus.
Yeah.
I'd much rather see it like that than going into games expecting to win. I'd rather go into games expecting us to lose, and if we get something out of it, then great. Because the likelihood is we are going to lose. We've got to be real about this. We are going to lose.
This is the most humbling season ever as a City fan in years. Because
Don't use
Like,
that word.
even
I don't like that word. Don't use that word.
no humbling. No, sorry, I forgot. Demoralizing. That's a good word.
Demoralizing.
Yeah, look, I think for me now, get me to the end of the season. That's what I want now. I'm kind of like, I'm done now. Mentally, I'm like, just. It's not. Look, it's. Not, I love this club, right? So sometimes too much for my own good. Sometimes, like all of us do. That's too much. But look, obviously, I watch the games and back us, every game to the end of the season, right? But mentally, I'm just so frustrated and so just knackered at how bad we've been in certain games. But the amount of mistakes, mate, I've never seen it before like this in a long time.
It's mentally draining to just watch a game.
It is like Madrid, right? If we won that game, right, is it guaranteed we're through? No, but I'd be like, yes, yeah. I'd be like,
Luke over at MCFC Lads, right, said it best on the overlap the other week, the other week. He turned around and said, "Look, with Real Madrid, this was before we played the home leg. He turned around and said, with Real Madrid, I wouldn't even be confident if we were 3 or 4-0 up.
Exactly.
Because that flag.
Because it's the bozos, mate. We've got to be as Abby said perfectly. We've got bozos in this team that lose their heads for no reason. I like, what are you doing?
Seems to be the same. It seems to be the same people as well.
Time again. Stones, not so much.
Stones, that Stones bozo moment for the pass to Akanji. I don't really see that as a bozo.
Akanji's
it was a slightly heavy pass, yes, but Akanji still had time to clear it. And with the experience that he's got, he should have cleared it.
By the way, as well, both keepers, by the way, have other moments. Both keepers, mate. Both. Do you know what? Not one, both.
Mate, I'm playing Scott Carson against Newcastle.
Yeah. Honestly, mate, I think in the summer we need a new keeper.
Ederson just doesn't look like he wants to be at the club anymore.
And LB, look, I love Ederson, mate, but we've got to let him go. His head's not here anymore.
LB agrees. I was on the show last night, and he was like, "Listen, Ederson doesn't want to be at the club anymore. So why would we keep him? Get rid."
Yeah.
If you don't want to be at the club, go. I don't want people at the. I would much rather, right? And I know this is going to sound a bit daft. I would much rather have five. I would much rather have 5 Scott Carsons that wants to be at the club and try his hardest day in, day out.
Yeah.
And that are to a less level. I would rather have those players in the club than people that don't want to be in. Just go.
Yeah. In the summer, priority, mate, Ederson out the door. Straight away. Because, look, the other players in the squad aren't good enough, but at least they want to be here. Ederson's head is gone. It's already gone. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Chevalier, someone like that who's young, who's a good keeper, Costa at Porto, get one of them in. Young enough keepers come in. I'm going to give them time to learn the game a bit more. But I still good keepers. I've done it in Europe. Great, come in, do a job.
I'd rather have Claudio Bravo than Ederson because Bravo wanted to be at the club.
Yeah, not Stefan. No, not Stefan. Not Stefan. No.
I don't think Stefan Ortega was a great goalkeeper anyway. If I'm being honest with you, he came from the MLS. You know, the standard of football is much different. He had a few good games, yeah, but he was never good enough to play for City. You know, it's like a bit like Calvin Phillips. You know, he's come from a Leeds team into the City team, and he was never good enough to play for City. But that's okay. We just made a mistake.
Yeah. At the time, right, I got the move. I understood why we got him because I thought, you know what, he's a good player. I thought he'd do well at us, but it's just him up here. It collapsed. Sadly, it's a shame because I like him as a person. I like him. He's a really nice guy, and he does care. But I think unfortunately, he hasn't got the level.
Nice guys don't win your games though.
Exactly, but look, I'll give Jack credit though. Like Jack hasn't been £100 million, but if you've got behind that money, you follow me.
Oh, I'd be happy with that. Yeah,
but with Jack though, I feel sorry for because
with Spence, I'm going to be honest with you. With Spence, I don't really give a shit how much we spend on a player because it ain't my money.
Exactly.
If we go and spend 180 million on Musiala in the summer, do you really think any City fan is going to give a shit about how much we spent on him?
Ruining football.
The only people that give a shit about how much we spend on players are rival fans because they're trying to prove a point.
Exactly.
They're like, oh, look, it's City spending money again. We're still like, what, 6th, 7th in net spend?
Yeah, I know. Mental. Yeah. So for Newcastle, I'll go 2-1 City, but am I confident? No. I'm not going to sit here and pretend. If you're watching it, call me negative, go ahead. I don't care anymore. I'm at the point now where it's my opinion. Don't like it, don't follow, block me if it helps you feel better to sleep at night. I'm done pretending to be something I'm not. I'm going to be saying as it is. I'm not confident at the moment. Until I see proof otherwise that I'm going to be confident and chest in this team. Yes, historically, we've won 4 in a row and treble, but we're at the here and now. That was last year. Here and now.
Like I said to you off stream, and I've said to you a few times on the phone. See you later, Steve. Nice to meet you, mate. Yeah, like I've said to you on the phone in the past, at what point do we stop saying, oh, but we won the treble? Like, there has to come a point where we move on from that. At the end of the day, there has to come a point where we move on from saying, oh, we won the treble. Because, yeah, great, we won the treble. But in 3 months' time, it was 2 seasons ago. You know, and the next season, it'll be like, oh, we won the treble. Yeah, 3 years ago. Like, what have you done in the last 3 years? Yeah, okay, you won 4 in a row. But I mean, that we only just about won 4 in a row. People are trying to say like, oh yeah, we won 4 in a row. I mean, it's lucky. If it wasn't for Aston Villa doing over Arsenal and Liverpool, we probably wouldn't have won it.
Yeah, mate. Last season, right, was a warning. It was a warning sign that a lot of fans that you and me, to be fair, called it. Obviously, we weren't chatting at the time like that's where we're now. But I called it. I said, this ain't a good sign, by the way.
Yeah, I said last season, this is a warning because I genuinely believe that when, after the treble season, we should have let Kyle Walker go to Bayern.
Exactly. Same thing.
That's what I mean. You know, there has to, you know, but us as City fans turn around to the likes of United and the likes of Arsenal who say, oh, you know, you won the Invincibles. It's like, yeah, it was 20 odd years ago. And United, yeah, it was like, what, 26 years ago? Like, there has to come a point where you get over that. Because if you don't get over that, you'll always be living in the past. And you know, you're not going to grow as a football team. Look at Arsenal. Oh, we won the Invincibles. Fine, great. What have you done since then? Nothing. United. Oh, we won the treble in 99. Fantastic. You ain't won anything for the last 12, 13 years. There has to come a point where you stop living in the past and saying, okay, but we are now considered an elite club. Do you think Real Madrid 4 or 5 years ago were saying, oh, we've won 10 Champions Leagues? Nah, they've gone on and won another 5.
We won 3 UCLs in a row. Been fucking brilliant, by the way. I watched them teams. Unbelievable. Zidane, them teams. Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema.
That's what I'm saying. You know, when they won 10 Champions Leagues, 10 Champions Leagues.
No, fuck them.
There is no way any club in the history of football is ever going to surpass that.
No.
That won't happen.
No.
And you know they didn't stop and go, oh yeah, but we won 10 Champions League. Nah, they've gone on and won another 5 since.
Whereas it's weird because
you don't win stuff and then stand still.
Nope.
To be an elite club, you win stuff and then you win again and then you win again and you win again. And that's what makes you different from the rest. That's what makes you elite. And that's what we've done for the last, 3-4 years. You know, we won the Premier League, then we won, FA Cups, we won the treble, we won the Premier League again. But fair enough, I can accept that this is going to be a transitional period now, and we're gonna have to get names out of the door and bring new names in, and they're going to take a bedding in period. I understand that. But we need to get these transfers right to go again and again and again.
Do you know what I want next season, mate? I want the football to come back, the good football, the style of play. If we get right, second place next year, an FA Cup and maybe a good Champions League run and maybe a League Cup as well, I'll take it. I just want to see progression again. Look, obviously a league title, go for it. But no one is ever given a title. You got to earn it. You got to earn it every year. But next year, I want progression into a good style of play. We're playing good football again. We're winning games. We're having. Do you know what? I'm having fun watching this team. I'm not sitting here demoralised. I want to be like, you know what? Lost the game is what it is. But you know what? Playing well. Go again next game.
Yeah. But Steve, you're absolutely right with that comment as well. By the way, all these teams talk of history more than actually making history. You are totally spot on with that, and that's what I don't want us to become.
No,
I don't want us to turn around and say, "Oh yeah, we've got Centurions, we've got the domestic quad, we've done the treble, blah blah blah. Fantastic, great, best memories of my life." But we have
Villa 3-2. So sorry, yeah, that's my gone. Sorry.
We have to keep going.
Yeah,
we can't just stop now and talk about the history. We have to keep making it.
Because we're already telling you it's not already. Literally, like the Etihad now on big games now, it's becoming like Old Trafford.
Yeah,
it is. Prices are over the top. Champions League nights, you get tourists in the stands more than actual real fans that actually go home and away. It's genuinely an absolute mess, and the club don't give a shit because the club only care about making money. It's now business now. I'm sorry to City fans that grew up watching this team, be a fan-run club. It isn't anymore. That was proved to me when the disabled parking thing happened. That for me was like, this club does not give a fuck about us anymore. They only. It sounds harsh, but if the club are having to literally go back on things because of PR, then I'm sorry, it's over. Look, Khaldoon speaks very well, but he's part of it. Khaldoon surrounded it; they're all part of it, by the way. Like people are like, oh, but Khaldoon cares about us. He cares about the club. And I'm not saying he's a bad person, by the way. I like Khaldoon, but you got to be honest with yourselves here. Football now is a corporate game now, all about making money, filling seats with any fans and going to that club shop and buying loads of merchandise.
The thing is, yeah, they do a lot for the community and the area around the stadium. And I think that's fantastic. But that's only a small portion of... And do you really think, right? Let's be real about this now. Do you really think that they would do that if it wasn't financially benefiting them in some way or another?
100%.
Turning around and making this co-op arena, it's great for the area. It brings in a lot of revenue for the area. But they've done it because it brings in revenue, not because they give a shit about the people around the area. It's the same with the houses. They've gone and built houses around the stadium and stuff to help provide affordable homes for people around Manchester. People are still paying the rent on those homes. It's more income. It's more money.
This is what it's become now.
If they gave a shit, they would be building these homes and giving them away for free. If they genuinely cared, the difference is they do it for a reason. They do it because it brings them money in one way or another.
Yeah.
Score prediction Saturday, I'm saying 2-1 Newcastle.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 City, but that's because I'm just at this point for the best point. Just praying, like, please. But yeah, look, for me, right, I'll always appreciate the club, that what they've done for the club and getting us back to where, getting us to a level where we are. Of course, I'm happy about that. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of fans are blindsided because I think a lot of them weren't expecting this. But I thought, well, this is where it's always going to go. Like, look at Newcastle; they'll be the exact same, by the way. They'll be the exact same in about 10 years' time. They will be. Anything gets bought by it, and it's not American. By the way, right? American or not, doesn't matter who owners you are. Money. Football is about money now. If you want to go to football games to enjoy football and the working class style of it, there's non-league. Even League 2, League 1's getting to that point now. Sadly, I'm sorry I'm being really down, but football is never going to change unless the money of it goes. Like it's like a bankruptcy kind of thing. For everyone, and we start again. Which that's where I start. Again, I really.
I will say, just to keep the positive energy still going, because obviously we know we've had Alan on the show and this and that. Whatever we might be at the moment, be grateful we're not United.
100%. Like, we are literally 5th right now, fighting the top 4 with a team that's mentally very weak. No mentality, no midfield. Players are out of confidence in certain games, in most games now, and yet we are nowhere near as bad as them lot, who are literally on the verge of bankruptcy. With Ineos are going to save us, yet they're still in a fucking relegation battle pretty much now.
Ineos are getting rid of another 200 staff because they can't afford the wage bills.
Ineos
Did you see that letter that the club put out to the fans?
Mate.
It was horrendous.
He's a scumbag. Scumbag.
Let me see if I can find it just to have a quick before we.
Steve, by the way, right, you're right. It's money, yes, but the Middle East country, exactly, in reputation. And you're right. I would rather have Middle East owners than I would have American owners for me personally. But yeah, you are bang on, though. You're bang on.
Let me see if I can find this letter to the fans, because it was so funny.
It's getting darker, Pepper.
What?
Steve says 60 speed a meter. It's dark over there.
I really want to find this letter because it's so funny. Here we go. I think I found it. Just keep talking. I'll be there in a sec.
That's fun. It's all right. Now, look, I mean, if you're still there on YouTube, like, subscribe, haven't already. On the road to 1K. It's obviously we're the last 75 subscribers away from 1K. We're almost there. Giveaway at 1K. Obviously, we'll announce that obviously in due course on the Twitter page. But yeah, big up to everyone obviously for tuning in. Obviously tonight.
That's exciting.
Yeah, definitely. No like. For God's sake. all right, buddy. Penny Guinness. No like it. It's probably a shit accent, but well.
Is it this one?
No like it.
Oh, that's time. It's not that one.
It's just live searching for a club letter.
If I don't find it in a second, I'm just going to give up.
That's fine.
But it was basically, I think it's this one, but I'm not sure. I'm just opening it now. It's just taking a while.
All right. Yes, they are, I think.
Yeah, I found it.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, but I think I've got to look and see when they're actually live. Bear with me, hold on. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, they are live at midnight. So if you want to watch the 6 stream later on, go support Colby and Joe. Legends, absolute legends. Big friends of mine, obviously in the community, and there's a lot more subscribers than what they've got right now. But there are 315 subscribers. Get over there and support them. Absolute legends. Right, here we go. Live reaction to a letter from them lot across the road.
So, blah 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 blah. As previously communicated, we are, however, currently making a significant loss each year, totaling over 300 million in the past 3 years.
Fucking hell,
right? How that doesn't comply with PSR rules is beyond me,
mate. Yeah, I know.
And we are in danger of failing to comply with PSR FFP requirements in the future years and significantly impacting our ability to compete on the pitch. It goes on to talk about other stuff, blah 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 blah. You know, trying to whatever. At the bottom right, finally, we are always happy to listen to fan-led ideas about ways to grow revenue, so please do share any thoughts you have on this. You know what I mean?
Fucking, like, it's just...
Oh, Rich, I'm so sorry, mate. You joined at really the wrong time, eh?
Sorry, yeah, sorry, Rich. Big up to Rich, by the way. Subscribe to him, great guy, but it is a bit of a late one.
I'm sorry, Rich. I am going to continue with this, but
he agrees, Rich. If everyone agrees on that.
That is embarrassing for a club like Man United to be asking for fans on ideas on how they can grow the revenue.
Brainstorm. We'll do a brainstorm session.
They're almost at the point where they're saying that of saying that Harry Maguire is going to do a car wash outside Old Trafford. Do you know what I mean? The players are going to be stood there with buckets and sponges doing £5 car washes.
Believe me, Rich, trust me, I know you, Rich, man. I know you, buddy. Like that. And Joe, what? Actually, Rich, what we'll do at some point. Actually, we'll do a stream together at some point, us three, because about the game from that, obviously, between both of us. That'd be good to have a chat with you about that. But we'll.
I was just saying, Rich, that for a team like Man United, go and put that letter out from Ineos. That I know it's a while ago that they did it now, but I mean it's only maybe a month ago. You know, saying how they're asking for fans on ideas on how they can grow the revenue. Like that is just ridiculous. You know, you're basically saying you're almost at the point where you are going to have the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Harry Maguire doing sponsored walks at this point.
You got bloody
do you know what I mean? You're gonna have Luke Shaw outside on
the This entrepreneur has this come.
Do you know what I mean? While Luke Shaw's injured, you're gonna have Luke Shaw outside the Old Trafford selling lemonade at a lemonade stand just to try and make a few quid. It's ridiculous.
I'd never seen Joe. What in all my wildest dreams, I never thought I'd see United this bad. Honestly, the thing is, I've said before, Ineos are probably just as bad or maybe worse than the Glazers, because the Glazers
that just shows the levels of really bad business decisions. If they're now at the point where they're asking fans for advice on how they can get money. Like that, I'm sorry. Like, I would be at the point, yeah, if Caldoon sent all the City fans out a letter saying, how can we make a bit more money, lads, because we're really skint it, out to all the fans. All the fans would be saying, you what? Get out of the club?
Get out.
Do you know what I mean? And we would. Because it's like that. I'm sorry, that is embarrassing. You're supposed to be the owner of the football club or part owner of the football club. And you're supposed to have run successful businesses and other football teams in the past. Let's not get it twisted. He does own Nice as well, I think. Do you know what I mean? Like,
wow, bloody hell, man! They basically got bankrupt behind the club. Mate, and Rich, I agree as well. United will never ever get better until both them are gone. Like Tottenham, like Arsenal, you will never ever get better because of the owners you've got.
Yeah.
Chelsea,
well, the Saudi bloke that was looking to buy United before Ineos came in, he's now in talks to buy Tottenham, isn't he?
To be honest with you, if Tottenham get bought out, they will win stuff. They will, because Lee will be gone. A mentality put in the club.
Yeah,
there will be. Exactly. Yeah, stay longer. Yeah.
Even the assets, though, Rich. Even the assets, they're not worth much. Old Trafford's falling down. You know, you've got a giant. Yeah, you've got your giant waterfall feature. You know, you got your giant water feature at the corner of the ground, which
the whole area, mate, is the whole area is fucked, mate. As well, it's bad.
You know, the play. Let's be real. The players that they've got, they're not worth much money. If you're being honest.
What is it? Is it Bruno? Is it Bruno? Probably Bruno, the best player. If being real. If that.
Oh, not United. There are other assets. All right, that's right.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm guessing he's about the baseball team that they own, or whoever. Whatever.
Yeah. And is it Nice? Ineos as well? Nice.
Ineos own Nice, yeah.
And they're doing bad as well. Nice. They're doing really poorly as well. So. Yeah, Joe Lewis. Yeah, he's the reason why Tottenham are in the mess, mate. Him and Levy. That's all I'm going to say on that one, but. Look, don't be wrong, right? I'm fortunate that we've got the owners we've got. I'm not saying that I'll have a go at them. I just think like the way that they've handled the fans and the ticketing system and the way it's gone. One thing I think
the thing is with the Saudis. I'll just put it out there, right? The thing with the Saudis and the Arab owners, right? All they want to do is bring nothing but success to the club and the sport. Now. That isn't just in this sport; it's across all different sports. You look at what Saudi Arabia have done for boxing, and made that into what that is now. You know the amount of money that they make for boxers. You know, and then you look at the other things that they do alongside that. You know, they do so many sporting events throughout the year, and you know, they're buying, when they bought Newcastle and when they bought City, they do it because they want to contribute massively to sport and be the best that they can be. And it's effectively, they're that rich, it's effectively their toy. You know, Sheikh Mansour basically woke up one morning and was like, I'm going to buy a football club. And then 15, 16 years later, he owns 11 of them. Do you know what I mean? Like it's their toy, it's their hobby, but they do it because they have an interest in the sport. Yeah, golf, horse racing, exactly. They do it because they want to grow sports, not because they want to make profit on anything. Because they're that rich that they probably they don't care if they make a loss. You know, if they cared about making a loss, they wouldn't be whapping out nearly £1 million a week in Ronaldo's wages. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The Saudi league, everything. They want to grow sport. But the thing is that the people push this narrative that, because they're not an American owner, it shouldn't happen. Why?
That's very racist. That is very racist.
This is what I was saying before. Like the letter, the email that got leaked from the Premier League was basically pointing at Newcastle, basically trying to stop them from having Middle Eastern ownership. It was borderline racist and very xenophobic, because they literally tried to stop Middle Eastern ownership. They said something like, "We don't want Middle Eastern ownership," or something like that. It was bizarre. Why wouldn't you want these multi-billionaire rich investors to bring money into the Premier League? Because it's not just going to grow the club, it's going to grow the whole league. Look what it's done with City. City are now the most watched team in America because of the money that Sheikh Mansour has pumped into this club since day one. It grows the Premier League, which City are the most watched team in the United States now, but that also now means that the Premier League is the most watched league in the United States over the MLS.
Yeah.
So why would you not do that? Why would you not invest?
Yeah, well, no. It must do. Yeah, it must do, Steve. It must do. But, do you know what? I've enjoyed tonight. A very good stream. Good chat with Alan. And don't worry, this is the only time I'm showing guests on. Alan's the first of May more to come. Alan also welcome on again at some point as well. He wants to come back on at some point. We were meant to have someone called Radu on tonight, but unfortunately he had a family stuff going to come up with on tonight, and I understand how that can be sometimes, especially with having a little boy, and obviously everyone understands that himself anyway. So he'll be on soon. Don't worry, that is a plan in the works. He'll be a guest coming on soon. When obviously he can get the time on that. We've got the time together, but it'll be coming soon. And also many more to come as well. So if you've got any people they want to get on, let us know and we'll have a look into it. Bring it on.
We're always looking for ideas to bring new guests on. If you think of anyone that you'd like to have on the show, I know someone mentioned before Snobby Boys, maybe see if we can get them on at some point.
Yep, I'll message Joe and Colby at some point, and I'll see what they say. I know both of them are very busy themselves anyway, but I'm sure they'll be able to work something out with them. So we'll have a look into that at some point. But yeah, no, it'll be good. And big up to everyone for and Rich. You're bang on, Rich. You're bang on. It's tough because obviously, especially with everyone being so busy over doing YouTube themselves or their own lives and that, it can be really it can be really difficult to get people on. Obviously, get everyone's time sorted out and obviously get something worked out.
We did have a belter on tonight though that you missed, Rich. We had our good friend Alan on, who made his first appearance on the show tonight, and it was if you've not seen it, watch it back. It was a good one.
Because obviously he's obviously an older City fan. So obviously he's been watching since like the 70s and then 80s, and obviously he's for us, right? Like it's just it's very like obviously I'm a different generation of City fan compared to Bevo and to Alan. So for me, obviously I'm still young in this game as a fan. I mean, I've been watching for almost 20 years now. Still very, very young in this game. So I've got a long way to go still with City and football now in my life. But I know obviously I've seen quite a lot already.
If you ever want, I've just seen Rich's comment. He started doing some solo streams on his own for that reason. If you ever want the better half of Manchester coming on, mate, always feel to give us a shout.
Always welcome to.
If you want to hear about success in Manchester, just give us a call, mate. Don't worry.
But the thing is, though, Rich. I mean, I know before you used to is it those top 6 shows, but I know how hard that can be to do it every week because weekly shows like that, and get everyone on, it can be a nightmare. Like for me, right, I'm good because if you give me like a certain day a week, I'll get it sorted and make sure I'm free of days. So obviously, I'm busy. But other people, it's different, obviously, because they've got to work out their own lives and that. And it's different, obviously, if I'm a bit of different people. But Rich, at some point as well, we'll obviously work out with you, and obviously we get sort of for you. We'll have you on at some point on the show, and
well, we've got the derby coming up this beginning of March.
April, isn't it?
Oh, is it April?
April, yeah. So April we'll have Rich on if obviously he's free, of course, but we'll work it out obviously a bit in advance. But you could have a chat about. The thing is, the thing is, Rich, like most fans in your community, you understand as well, like how difficult it is. Obviously, you've seen your club at the very peak of its powers. You know, for many years, United. But it doesn't matter if it hates it or not. Bevo, United were the pinnacle at one point.
And it ruined my childhood.
Yeah,
ruined my childhood.
Yeah, but but at the end of the day, right? You understand now. You're realistic about your own club, and that's why I think for me, channels like your own deserve a lot more subscribers than what they've already got, because you speak it as it is and aren't afraid to say it as it is. Whereas some people just want to be positive all the time, which I get if you're a positive person, but it's not always really realistic of where you are. Being fans are catching a bus when you get on the arrival. Exactly. It's not Thanos. Yeah, I know it's not. To be fair, it's not really Thanos either, is it? I mean, we're more Thanos than Denmark United are now, but yeah, peak it. Hi, Sean. Good to see you, man. I'm sure you've been obviously a bit busy yourself. Good to see you, obviously, in the chat before we obviously end, but good to see you, mate. But yeah, look, for me as well, right? I've doing these shows with different people, I haven't chatted with them. It makes watching the games right now as well a lot easier to sort of handle and deal with, because obviously, look, I can take losing games. It's part of football. But when you're watching your team lose a lot of games because you're making the same mistakes over and over again, injuries happen, it's demoralizing.
Yeah.
And doing these shows, honestly, like, because honestly, on Twitter, right, I have been in many a spat. Big up, Rich. Obviously, take care, mate. But honestly, I've been in many a spat on Twitter, unfortunately, in my life. Sometimes my own fault. Other people obviously maybe being a bit shitty with me for no reason. And even today, some people comments on stuff, man. I just at the end of the day, right? If you don't like what I have to say, or comment on things negatively that I say, but aren't there for the positive side that you agree with, then I don't want to know who you are, because you're just there for an argument. You aren't there to be like. Look, I'm not gonna be saying whatever, but like people, you know what I mean? Like people like that are the what people, because they're just there to be a nuisance, man.
It's like the old saying, isn't it? If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best, kind of thing.
Exactly. Trust me, you and me, right now, we'll be sat here with chest saying, "Yeah, we're back Madrid on Wednesday." Yeah, I want to be doing that. I want to be saying.
There's nothing that we want more than to be sitting here going, "We're absolutely going to pan Real Madrid on Wednesday night."
Yeah,
I want to be sitting here going Newcastle, not a problem. We could play some of our second team and still bang a result out there.
Exactly.
But I want to be saying that, but instead, I'm resulting in Newcastle winning 2-1.
And the thing is, right? Someone comment right on the title, right? On say, "Oh, what do you mean the mentality? We won 4 in a row." Listen, right? Be honest with yourselves here. And I get you're an older fan of positive, right? But look at it like this: we are not the same team we were last season. Last season, the year before, we had a mentality. We did, and we got through games and won them. I'm not saying we didn't, but you've got to understand, right, that we have not got mentality when we're losing 3-2 against Madrid. We're in the last 10 minutes when we went up 2-1. You don't. So I don't care if you like what I've said or not, mate. But at the end of the day, I put these figures. That's what I believe. If you don't like it, that's fine. But don't comment and be a dick about it.
The thing is, right, if he doesn't like it, absolutely fine. We can send you a link and we can bring you on and have a nice discussion about it.
Exactly.
If you don't agree with our opinions, that's the beauty of football. It's so opinionated that not everybody is going to agree, and that's absolutely fine. But rather than turn into hate and toxicity and violence, let's have a nice chat about it, a nice debate about it, and say, okay, well, why do you feel like that? Oh, I feel like that because of this, this, and this. Right. You feel like that because of that. I feel like this because of this, this, and this.
Yeah.
and have a pleasant debate about it. It's what it's about.
We are
It's a game of football. There's bigger problems going on in the world right now than to be arguing about whether we're going to beat Real Madrid or not.
Look, if you don't agree with what I have to say, perfectly fine. If you're going to think about call me a cunt, then honestly, I'd rather just you block me, honestly, because if you're being abusive, then that tells me everything I need to know about you. That's the issue. That's the issue, mate, in this community, mate, and this fan base. Some people are prepared to have a chat about things, forbade you, but others just want to abuse. Say, "Oh, you're wrong. You're not a real fan, whatever," and make lies about you. And that's the thing. See, the thing is, you can't win. You say it, Bevo, you're arrogant. If you're more reserved about it, you don't believe in your team. That's the problem. See, and you're bang on. This is the issue we've got now in this community. If you're positive, happy cuppa. Negative, not a real fan. There's literally nowhere else to go anymore, because the thing is, people cannot handle opinions that aren't their own. Which is why now, on Twitter, forget commenting about it anymore. You choose where I'm doing it now.
It's almost like, right, now this is going to sound really bizarre, but you're going to understand what I mean when I say it. It's almost now like there's a left wing and a right wing to football.
Yes. Left wing positive, right wing negative.
It is, isn't it?
See, I'm the middle ground. Well, I'm not middle ground. I flip depending on how the game goes, how we're playing. But that's how it should be. If you're constantly a positive person, no matter what, we got battered 5-0, but I'm still positive. Come on, don't lie to yourself. Like, it's not a bad thing if your opinion changes depending on the game. I know exactly. They're hard in the middle every time. But Steve, the thing is, Steve, right? Like, I would love to be sat here with chest saying we're going to batter everyone, win the league, win the quad, we're still everything. But I'm not going to bullshit you, because what's the point of doing that? Why would I lie to you, say I pretend that everything's okay? Again, like, there are channels out there that do that. And some people, fair play to you, that's what you want to do. I'm not going to say you're wrong for that. It's up to you what you want to do with it. But don't comment on other people's channels saying this and that about, you're too negative there. And like, I'm sorry, that's not how it works, mate. In this channel, we will always be how we want to be. I'm never going to change how I'm going to be. Don't like it. There's the door. But on this channel, though, we don't invite people on here. People, if you agree with us, but what have you to say, I'll put the link in the chat. Join us, have a chat with us.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we will not sit here and have a go at you for that opinion. We will listen to what you have to say and then give some take on it.
I'd like to do a call-in show at some point and try and get Steve on to have a chat with us, because I think he'd be hilarious.
Do you know what? All right, next week, post Madrid, we'll do a call-in show. Now, obviously, I know that that's quite cliche. A lot of people do that kind of stuff, but with us, though, it's different. Because with us, if you want to have your say about be afraid of whatever, come in here and say it. Exactly, Steve. Trust me, we all do. That's what we all want. But it's just how it goes. Like, honestly, right, before we know right on Saturday, we could end up winning 5-0 on Saturday. It's possible. Get old cliche. Yeah, look, Steve, look. You are always someone here, mate. Obviously, that's been here and always sort of chat to us. Even 2.5 hours later, you're still here.
Yeah, unreal support.
Unreal support. Like, look, honestly, mate, even 2 people were there. That's enough. Like, for me, I'm never gonna be changing my opinion just so people can come in and like what I have to say. Don't like it, it's fine. I'm not. I don't care. I'd rather get to with 1K subscribers. People I want to watch the show and have their say. Yeah. But yeah.
I don't forget as well, this is without any real marketing or do you know what I mean? It's not like we've been tweeting about it. If people want to come and watch, come over and watch. If you see us on, feel free to come over. We're not going to go and post tweets about it. And
exactly, Joe. Big up Joe. Big up Joe. Big up Joe and Colby.
Yeah, big up Joe. You know, we're not going to sit there and market it and try and tweet about it and say, "Oh, come over now and watch." We will occasionally, especially about the watch-alongs and stuff like that. But we're just having a general chit chat. We won't really, push marketing on it or anything like that. If you want to come and watch us, great. If you don't, fine. Nice to see Joe from Snobby Boys has come in. We're actually talking about it before. It'd be good to have the Snobby Boys on at some point.
Yep. Joe Colby, look, obviously at some point you want to chat at Bevo. Get Bevo on at some point as a guest, please. I just want to watch that because that'll be a fun show to watch. Bevo, you three chatting away, that'll be good. That'll be a good one. Chris another train with Docus, like the Premier for Vinicius. I mean, the thing is, right, I mean, about bet chips. I think for me, right, I'm actually at the point now, I'm like, you know what? Everyone have a go. I don't care anymore. Like, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? Because at this point, what have we got to lose anymore? Try it out. If we lose. Because at this point, right, Husserl for me is actually a good.
Hey, do you know what? I think that lineup builder could be fairly close, because it's not Real Madrid, is it?
No,
it's
exactly.
Newcastle they're training for.
Exactly, Steve. And the thing is, Steve, I know, Steve, that you don't agree with us sometimes, but that's fine. I don't expect you to. Your opinion's your opinion, Steve, and that's why I love having you on in chat who have their say come in, because you will never be judged for what you say on the channel, never. Because because honestly, who am I to tell you you're wrong?
We're just fans at the end of the day. We're fans that support our club.
I'm a moron. He's a moron. We're all morons in this chat. But that's Port City. We're basically EDOS.
Hey, speak for yourself, then, Captain. So I'm a moron.
You, come on.
All right.
Basically, we are EDOS. 11 idiots for driven success. That's what we are. Every year, driven success. Yeah, so Joe, trust me, I know how much you and Colby work hard to get people on. I know how it is for you guys, but I appreciate you getting me on it. So obviously recently for the first time. I love coming on with you guys and chatting for a couple of hours. And I know at some point that Bevo show will be very good to watch. So cheering people when it comes out. But yeah, and also obviously a half an hour they do a stream. So I can't, for some reason I can't do a thing. I can't actually cheer.
Can't do a redirect.
I don't know why, but I think people got allowed to do it. Something I don't know why. For some reason,
give me a sec. I'm gonna get the link and I'll post it in the chat.
Yep, that's fine. Yeah, do that because obviously, unfortunately, for some reason, I can't do it. It's really weird. I don't know why. Yeah, Joe, it was brilliant, man. It was nice to find. That's why I have a chat with you both. You're both absolute legends, and obviously, you're always welcome to come on the channel at some point if you want to. But I'll get obviously how things can be in your own lives and that. But mate. The door's always there for you as well, man. Big up to you, lad. Working hard, doing very well. Big up to you guys for what you do. The thing is, mate, he's not a kid off budget, but he's not a kid at all. He actually, for someone who's 20-year-old, right? He actually very, very, on it for his age. And obviously, he's still got a lot to learn, but that's fine. Of course, Joe. Of course, support's always there, man.
I can't actually share because I'm not logged in on StreamYard, but I've just posted it in private chat for you to share.
That's fine. I will do that for you guys now. I'll put the link to Joe and Colby's latest episode at midnight. So after we're done, you can go over there and wait in there for midnight when they start. Yeah, I think we'll end it there. Almost 3/4 hours streaming. Bloody hell, man. We are doing this quite a lot at the moment. But
well, I'll tell you something. In the last 3 days,
yeah, I know, right? Haircut precedent. Got it fresh, mate. Got it fresh.
Hey, I've not long had the trim. I was in the Etihad the other night.
I know, Joe. Right. So yeah,
between the last 3 days, considering I do this for a bit of fun, me and you had a stream the other night, which was 3.5 hours. We're at 2 hours 40 now. So what's that like? Over 6 hours. Over 6 hours, and then I was on last night with LB for about an hour and a half. So I've almost done a full working day over the last 3 days of free streaming. So.
Don't treat you guys, man. say with this channel, right? It won't always be this long. Sometimes it will be a bit shorter, but that's how it is. I cut above the rest.
hey, I tell you what, Steve, you've got that nailed on because my barber's is actually called a cut above.
That's a coincidence, isn't it? Also, at some point as well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on a good friend of mine, someone that he's on his own channel recently called Bring the Blues. There are new channels I saw recently. I was on their first show, previewing the Madrid game. So at some point I'll get one of us at some point. He's a really nice guy. He goes home and away a lot. So which is
the one that I watch. He was quite good.
Oh, Crunk. Shades of Blue. Trust me, they're also very good.
What was he called? Like something like Crunchy Chocolate or something like that.
Crunk. Yeah, Crunk Chocolate. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
And Tariq, he's also on a channel as well.
I tell you what, between the UK and US, there's some really good. There's a really good city community out there. So all of them, from the more sort of well-known ones like LB and City Extra, to right the way through to like Nobbins, Not in My Lifetime, Mancunian Way, Hugh Murray, Snobby Boys, there's some really good channels out there, really good communities.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I saw that. I might go to the next game, FA Cup, get a trim while watching Haaland score hat trick against Plymouth. That sounds like a good idea. Mate, this is how bad it's got there on. But that's, you know what, right? We'll do a stream one day having a chat about that, about the state of the stadium and that, and the fall of match tickets, the experience overall. And I think for me, like, I think obviously I've been going now for about, I think this is my like third year straight going now. So obviously for me,
someone posted the other day on Twitter saying about the price to go to like an average Premier League game was something, it worked out as like 145 or 155 pound by the time you've bought your ticket and you've done your travel and expenses on food and stuff like that. And what they did was they flew over to Milan for the AC Milan Inter Milan derby or whatever, paid for a hotel for the night, got the tickets and the flights and everything, and it worked out less than going to watch a Premier League game.
Do you know what, right? That's one thing I like to do at some point, First Channel. Like, obviously not vlogs per se, but like go to these different like European grounds like Dortmund, Milan, and
let's do it. Let's do it when I can get obviously scheduling for for someone, yeah. So
we'll do that. European trip,
do it, even if it's just now and again. I'd like to go. I'd like to go San Siro. I've never been San Siro.
San Siro, Bernabeu. Well, Nou Camp was back on again. Yeah, but it's well.
It's the old Nou Camp, not the new one.
The new Nou Camp.
The new Nou Camp, yeah. I've been to Bernabeu.
What? Was it wrong that?
I've been to the old Bernabeu, not the new one.
Shake Bevo, yeah. Do you know what? Right, Bevo gets a shake outfit. That'd be
funny. I don't know why Steve thinks I'm minted.
You wish you were. You wish you was.
I wish I was.
Mate, if I was winning, I'd get a nice studio around this like room lighting for everybody everywhere, mate. That's what we're doing. Joe Watt and Alphabet, mate, and bang on, you are right, by the way. It has like it's got ugly now in terms of like the actual fan relationship. I mean, don't wrong, I appreciate what 894 Group did with several other city groups in terms of like have that letter out, but I instantly thought, mate, they don't really care. Sorry, I appreciate the effort going into putting that letter out, obviously, because it had disabled group, the LGBT group, everyone obviously together putting out together as fan groups, right? The problem is that the club just don't give a thing. They don't. If they genuinely cared, right, things would have changed by now. The only way you can get changed now is a protest. Sadly.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? Boycott a game? They'll just go, all right, okay, well, we'll get rid of all your season tickets and we'll just make every.
I love that. A road trip. You mean a road trip? That'd be awesome.
you're driving. I can't be asked
Yeah, I'll
driving.
drive. It's fine. Yeah.
Do you know what we should do? I forget who it was. It was he's called Simon. He does like YouTube. I think he's from like Wrexham or somewhere like that.
Yes, the road trip.
He bought a complete shitbox and drove it over to
Euros.
For the final.
Do you know what we should do? Do we should do, right? I thought about that. Like, obviously, I could 1 week out. I'll actually book off a bit of time off, right? I'll come up obviously to you, obviously, and then we'll both drive and we'll drive together to a ground, obviously, on the ferry, down to. That'd be awesome. I love that. That'd actually be a good little road trip, actually.
Yeah. Good vlog as well. That.
I was thinking. Look at it. I think there's a lot of things that I want to do to the channel. I think we'll definitely do. I can't actually afford to do it now, so we'll be able to start doing that, obviously, as a future plan. But obviously, for you right now, it's a bit different for you at the moment. But once we get to the point where both of us are at a good stage of like availability and that, we'll definitely do that at some point in the future. Yeah, trust me, this channel's got a lot of plans ahead of it, especially for the podcast and that. And by the way, that hasn't gone. By the way, that is still going to happen. It's that unfortunately Alex is busy at the moment, and Danny's lots of going on itself. So I put it on the back burner, and both of them are free. And they're both free, back on again. Because again, this channel will always have a podcast no matter what. It's never going to go away. They're both still going to be here. Just both of them are very busy right now. But trust me, back soon.
I'm very much here to stay as well on the as
100%.
part of the Not in My Lifetime crew, shall we say?
Yeah, honestly, no. I've said to the lads, I think, the thing is, right. I said to both of them when I started the channel, I said, like, look, what I'll do my own stuff on this channel, but at the end of the day, the channel is still us free. In the day, right? But obviously, I said to them, I'll get you involved because obviously running your own channel yourself, I know how that can be, especially with what your situation. Joining us is probably better. At some point, no, I know obviously in terms of like your timings. At some point, we'll do a podcast review. At some point, so the four of us together channel. I'll be good.
Cool. Yeah, like I'm. You know me, mate. If I can make it, I'll be on. I do this for no other reason than the love of coming on and having somewhat of some kind of social interaction with people.
Of course.
So I do this for my own kind of reasons. People have their reasons why they do streaming. Mine's to for that reason. So yeah,
of course.
If I can make it, I'll always be here.
I think he's playing surfing, but yeah, I'll try and watch that.
Yeah, 1 a.m. it's on. Playing Brazil. Be a good game. Be a really good game.
Not in my caravan out, for God's sake. Do you know what? Right, Steve. If we do a live stream of that, Steve, watch that all the next 24 hours, just watching us and just laughing at us for our fucking failures.
Yeah, we'll do a 24. I tell you what, that'll be a good one. If we beat 115. We'll set up a 24-hour live stream.
and obviously, I can't get money from people yet. But when we do get to that point, I will do a charity stream. 100%.
That'll be cool. Yeah.
Because unfortunately, we haven't got the watch time yet. We still get the channel up to where it is. It's still a long way off, but we're getting there gradually towards the amount we need.
So talking of that, like and subscribe.
Yes, please do. How about us get that? How about get it quicker so I can start putting more stuff up there for you guys? Because I know it's money, of course it is. It's great when you get it, but obviously I want to put that towards good use rather than just like any card donations that we're going to get will go back into the channel and also other stuff as well. It's not going to go to just me in my pocket because I've got my. I have a job for that anyway. I have a job.
Well, we could stack if we beat 115, we could technically still go with my idea with what I. Do you remember the idea that I suggested?
Yes, remember that. Yeah.
How much of a good idea was that?
Very good idea.
And the lads, right? So basically, I got in touch with Mercy Kelly. The Man City band, and they sort of agreed that if we beat 115, that they would play live on stream for us. So if we can do that, buzzing.
Yeah.
We'll have a little party.
100% repaired, mate. That was I think years, mate. We're still streaming. Can't fix it yet. It's still out of commission. Fucking £1 million probably have to repair that. I'll probably leak your roof. But yeah, trust me. Like when we get towards like obviously memberships and that, I will do it at some point. But I'm not going to launch it for a bit. I need to work out what's going to be viable for you guys to pay. I'm not. It'd be like a pound anyway. No, nothing more. Upset LB. No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But
LB knows. I put it into the chat, and yeah, he knew about it. Personal chat. He knows about it. He does love them. He does, and they are very, very good.
Yeah. Again, watch the space of LB. We're trying at some point. I know, obviously, he's a very busy guy, but we'll try him at some point.
Big up LB. He's a great lad.
Absolutely.
And a really good friend as well.
100%. Great guy, great channel, great lad. But right, we'll end it there now. It's been almost 3 hours. It's just tracking around in 20 minutes. But big up to everyone, big up Alphabet Chip, big up Steve, big up everyone, big up Joe earlier on, big up Sean earlier on. Everyone in the chat is shouting away, big up to you.
And can't forget Cal, who was in the chat as well.
Exactly, Alphabet, exactly. Get sorted out first.
He's too busy with that
Donna.
I tell you what, we need a Donna in this chat when he gets monetized. I tell you.
I know, brilliant. big up the chat, big up Steve. Before you guys leave the stream, leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. On the road to 1K, I'll keep saying until we get to 1K. We're on the way there. More stuff to come soon. But until then, Newcastle awaits Saturday. Hopefully we can get the win and get back to winning ways. And then after that, Madrid, second leg watch along for that one will be good. We'll be here. Win, lose, or draw. We'll be here to react to it. Big up. Yeah, I know he was. Yeah, Donna's a very. It's not a Donna, is it? It's not even a woman, is it? It's just some random bot. But big up, Steve. Cheers, everyone. Chatting away again. See you guys soon on another stream. Have a good evening.